Alright. Hey, everybody.
Hello, Judge.
Hi.
Greetings.
It's Jen again with my friends here, Cabins and Killers, and we have a new player today, Murgle.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so happy to have a new person. So before we start, I wanted to mention that I got the new Stranger Things book, Suspicious Minds. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna plug your book for a second. I got excited.
Well, I am, but I just want to say I got this one. And then yes, in the interim while we were gone, I released a book called The Campfire Cult. As you can see here.
What's it about?
Tell us more.
It's about a cult. A cult that.
No way.
Yeah, I know, right? You wouldn't think with a title like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was about puppies.
So weird.
Well, there's a puppy in it. Does that count?
Oh my god, Murgle, you're a psychic.
So the book is for animal lovers, is what you're saying.
Especially if you
Sure.
love deer.
Those are called furries.
Oh my god, this book is targeted
Where
towards
can-
me specifically.
Where can people find this book?
Amazon. You can find it on Amazon, barnesandnoble.com. I actually have one copy left on Etsy if you want an author signed copy. And then yeah, basically anywhere books are sold, except for the actual physical brick and mortar stores. You're not gonna find it there, alright? This is exclusive
Damn
to the
stores.
internet.
What about a digital version?
I don't
Oh.
understand.
There is an ebook as well. Yeah. So if you have a
Where
Kindle,
look at that? Is that on? Oh, sorry, that's on Amazon too.
yeah, it's on Amazon. Anywhere you buy a digital copy of anything. I'm also on Goodreads, so you can just give me a good review on Goodreads.
Or else.
Or else.
5 stars.
Wow.
I am even more excited about this book that I'm holding up that you can't see because of the glare. It is Friday the 13th, Part 3. It's the novelization. It is
Oh.
super rare.
Where can people find this book?
You can't.
At Jin's house.
At my house,
How
yes.
do you have it? You can't find it anywhere.
It was on Etsy. I found it on Etsy, and it goes for anywhere between $100 to $500,
Whoa.
Wow.
depending on who's selling it, I guess. But it's pretty rare, and I'm going to read it on the stream. Not tonight, but maybe next weekend. I'm super excited.
After our shit things be connected.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. So, where we last left off, you guys had been in a cabin up in Summer Split with your therapist before Christmas. You're kind of have a little group outing together. You're trying to get to meet each other and kind of figure each other out. And then what happened? What happened, you guys?
Shit happened.
She died.
There was
She
there was a
died.
fire. The fireplace got out of control.
It seemed like a normal Saturday to me.
The janitor died too. Wait, was he the janitor? I don't know.
Yeah,
Some
well, he was
creepy
like
dude.
the maintenance
Fucking
guy. He did a little
yeah,
bit of everything.
drink.
Santa Claus.
Killed
So-
some fucking tiny elves.
Yeah, there were elves. They were little Christmas elves attacking you guys, and then the maintenance guy, who was also killed, was possessed by some sort of Christmas demon fueled by the elves and was trying to kill you guys, and you guys managed to burn everything to the ground. Congratulations.
Woo.
City is saved.
But now,
You know,
was
got
all
some cool
hunters
scars
doing?
afterwards.
but now, things are different. So I'm gonna mute you guys for a second while I go through this spiel. And we shall begin right after I take this drink of water. Okay. Friday, February 13th, 1998. It has been 2 months since the incident up in the snowy, desolate mountain halls of Summersplit, where Hunter Hudson, Becky Ho, Max Power, Tamara Kavanaugh, Miller is Unlimited, Dr. Olive Hart, and Jackson Pepper met a terrible fate. During a winter retreat with their therapist, Dr. Barnes, they were attacked by bewitched elf dolls and the possessed, distorted form of the Maintenance Man. After a brutal battle to the death, the team narrowly escaped with their lives, but left the lovely Summersplit cabin reduced to cinders in their wake. Now back in the valley, in the town of Rosewood, they stand side by side before Judge Laley for their preliminary hearing. Dutifully standing at the end of their bench is a young man with hair the color of rust that twists up into a Presley cowlick at the front. His face is squat and sweaty, his eyes are nervous, and his hands are clutched before him. He was assigned to represent the hapless crew. He tugs nervously at his blue tie as the judge assesses them. Judge Laley comes in. He's an older man with lots of wrinkles. His eyes look like they're barely open, and he sits down at his bench and he says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I am now calling the case of the state versus Hudson, Power, Kavanaugh is Unlimited, Hart, Ho, and Pepper. First and foremost, we must verify for the record how the defendants will plead in these cases. Defendants, you have been charged with murder in the first degree for Dr. Patricia Barnes and Maxwell Marston in December 1997. You are also charged with fleeing the scene of a crime, first-degree arson, and one charge of resisting arrest in the case of Jackson Pepper.
Yeah, baby.
God damn it.
Each of you, I'm going to go through one by one. Becky Ho, how do you plead to these charges?
I was framed.
Miss-
Actually, not guilty.
Okay. Jackson Pepper, how do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty, and you can't prove it.
Young man,
Oh,
I only wanted one response, and that was not guilty.
Not guilty.
Max Power,
I stand up. Not guilty, Your Honor. Sit down.
alright. Tamara Kavanaugh,
Tamara's gonna shift nervously as she decides on whether or not to stand up. She's just gonna hastily stand up and whisper out in a mousy voice, "Not guilty,"
okay.
and then sit back down.
Hunter Hudson, and Hunter's like, not guilty.
You know who my father is.
Dr. Olive Hart, and she's like, I didn't do anything, not guilty.
That's a good impression.
The bitch passed out.
He was drugged.
For 2 months?
Very well, very well. Are both sides prepared? So your public defender, his name is Puckley Chunk.
Wait. What? How do you spell it?
Yeah, what's the spelling on
Please.
Puckley?
Puckley Chunk.
Got it.
Okay, so we're firing him.
Is that L-E-Y or L-Y?
He's got junk in his
L-
I think it's
L-Y.
L-Y. Yeah.
He encouraged you to call him Puck. He doesn't like being called Puckley. Puckley.
Chunk. So is he like Korean then, or what?
No,
Puckley.
he's a straight up
A name like
ginger.
Chunk, I doubt it.
He
Oh, okay.
He tugs at his tie again and he clears his throat. Yes, Your Honor. And across the aisle stands another young gentleman of moderate height with jet black hair slicked across his head like obsidian. He has a large nose that juts out from his face like a beak, and his chin terminates far too soon, giving him the appearance that he doesn't even have one. He stands with his hands behind his back and his chest out like a proud beast, and he says, Yes, Your Honor. He is the prosecuting attorney, Bronto Beatley.
Ew.
Oh my god.
And the judge
You made
says, very well, let's begin. Prosecutor. So Bronto Beatley, he stands and he nods curtly to the judge and gathers a short stack of paperwork, and he kind of steps out ahead of everybody and he says, Your Honor, as you have read from the police report, the defendants were discovered at a local diner after being followed by a concerned citizen who discovered them leaving the drive where the summer split cabin was in flames. All of these defendants were there attending a winter retreat, a sort of group therapy, if you will, for various mental health problems. And Puckley stands up and he raises his hand and he says, Objection! Their mental health has no relevance to their circumstances. And the judge says, overruled. It serves some relevance. So Bronto just smiles and continues. All of the defendants have histories of violence, drug abuse, psychosis, and delirium. The coroner's report clearly indicated that the remains of Dr. Barnes and Max Marston were the result of homicide due to a number of stab wounds, as indicated by specific cuts found on their charred bones. Your Honor, I would like to call to testify a friend of the court, expert witness Dr. Annie Maddox. So Murgle, you can go ahead and kind of describe your character as she takes the stand.
So, Annie stands up in a somewhat professional suit, but wearing gloves and a mask. She is a whopping and intimidating 5'3", with her hair looking like she's cut it herself, and in two very loose and half fallen out braids down her side. She is incredibly slender, and even as she walks up to the podium, you can tell that she is incredibly perky. Dr. Annie Maddox here. I would just like to ask you all if you could wipe down the surfaces from where you are sitting. Did you know that 9 out of 10 people who walk into a public area will get sick from doing so?
What?
As she slowly pulls her glove and sleeve over her head and wipes down the podium where she...
Max wipes his hands on his jeans. He's just like, uh-oh.
What the
So in seeing this performance, the judge, who, as you look at him, you realize that his nose is quite red and it's kind of runny, and he's like, that's a good idea, miss. It is flu season. And he like coughs into his elbow.
She uncomfortably picks the bottom of her chair up and noticeably slides it to the complete other side of the little box it's sitting in.
The Honorable Judge Laley does not even notice. He's so ignorant. So the bailiff
Horrified look
approaches.
just
Go ahead.
a horrible look just passes over her face.
So the bailiff approaches Dr. Maddox and he says, Dr. Maddox, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Alright. So, I don't see Pete in here. I'll skip that part. Okay. So, Bronto approaches Dr. Maddox, looking full of himself, and he asks, Doctor, can you tell me what sort of instrument could have left these types of wounds on the victims?
Annie takes a moment to process the question and prepare her retort, straightening her back and trying her best to look professional. She says, well, with my experience, I believe strongly that a sharp implement could have cut into the skin and with successive force enough to leave marks within the bone.
Could you say these wounds could be made by perhaps a switchblade?
Yeah.
She sort of pauses
The
for
guy
a
with the
moment
purple hair. Yeah.
and moves her jaw a bit. With enough force, I believe, yes, a switchblade could possibly make these marks.
And do you think these wounds were lethal?
With how deep the wounds are, I believe that yes, the gentleman would have bled out.
Your Honor, the state rests. And then Bronto, very smarmy, he turns and he sits back down at his bench. And Puckley, poor Puckley stands and he kind of looks at all the defendants, like with a worried look on his face. And he says, Your Honor, I would like to call a character witness to the stand. His name is Camden Curtis. He was in a band with the Broken Bottle Bastards, and he knows a bit about Dr.
I love that
Alucard.
band. Favorite.
Camden. Camden.
Yes.
Buckley looks really nervous, and he's like looking out into the gallery for Camden, and Camden's just
Boys.
sitting back there. He's like, Mr.
Oi,
Curtis,
right here.
Mr. Curtis, I need you to go up on the stand.
Fuck's sake.
He's already
I kinda
stressed
just,
out
like,
because one of his
scroll.
character witnesses did not show up to represent Jackson Pepper and Hunter and Becky.
I'm strolling up there like with a bit of a swagger.
The judge kind of looks Camden up and down like, what is this character doing in my court? But he allows it. And Puckley goes up there and he kind of wipes the sweat off his brow and he's like, Mr. Curtis, can you tell me about your relation with the defendant or defendants? Do you see anybody that you know here today?
Yeah, I know all these fucking cunts.
I just scratched my head while like waving my middle finger at him.
Objection! I've never met that man in my life.
The judge
You haven't
narrows
met
his
me, but I
eyes.
know you.
Overruled. You're a whore. You've known him.
Just grab
Quiet,
Jackson,
all of
pull him
you.
down.
He looks over
Jackson,
at
sure.
Camden and kind of narrows his eyes even further than they were before, and he's like, young man, you will not use that language in my court.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Proceed.
I will.
How do you know them?
I just know them from around town. I can describe each of them if you like.
Puckley kind of wrings his hands. He's like, yes, Camden, if you would, please. Tell them all about these defendants.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Well, Mr. Chunk, you look like you're about to blow chunks. All right.
Puckley goes white and he kind of turns away from the witness stand and looks out into the gallery with wide eyes. Would you please tell these good people what you do know about the defendants?
Oh, we can start with Max Power. He seems like a stand-up lad, right? Just take a look at him. You know, I'd ask him to chop a tree down for me or pose on a bag of paper towels. You know, what have you. He's a good lad.
I have before, and I will again. Sorry.
There you go. Jackson, he's a shy one, right? He's a bit of
No.
a pushover.
Fuck you.
I've seen autumn leaves in the fall breeze stand up more to life's obstacles than him. So.
Listen here, you motherfucker.
While Jackson's saying that, I grab him by the mouth and sit him down. I'm just like, shush, it's fine, it's okay, don't worry about it. We're in a lot of trouble.
What I'm trying to say is, so far they seem all right. Like, I don't see how these people could perform such a horrific act. Tamara, on the other hand, they always say it's the quiet ones, right? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on around that. And Becky. Oh well, if there's one word, I know you said I can't use this language, so I'll just say Miss Cunt instead of just the regular word. And I definitely wouldn't even dike on that with Jackson's vagina.
Objection! He's a liar, clearly.
Look around for anything to throw at him. I'm not finding anything.
Tamara's just gonna glare harshly at Camden.
The judge is floored by the language I used. He raises his hand to the police officer standing at the door, and he turns back to Camden and he says, I warned you about your language. Do I have to have them take you out?
Take him out.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's like I said Miss in front of C. So I apologize again, Your Honor.
All right. Does the defense have any more witnesses next to this one? And Puckley kind of looks back at him and he's like, oh god. He's like searching the gallery for Vincent Lean, who he had hopefully wanted to come in again to speak for a lot more of the crew. But he's not there and he just shakes his head at the judge. No, Your Honor, we rest. Very well then. Well, it is with some consideration of the evidence and the witness that have testified that the defendants shall retain their pending charges of these crimes. However, it is the burden of the state to provide evidence without a doubt of their charges. And there is not enough evidence at this time to have the defendants imprisoned. But alternatively, the defendants shall be monitored and placed at the Rosewood Motel until a trial date can be set. So the defendants shall remain within the Rosewood Township in the interim to consult their lawyers and gather evidence. But should they leave their bounds for whatever reason, a warrant for their arrest will be issued and they will be extradited and imprisoned.
Your Honor, is there a hotel that doesn't have the words rose and wood in it instead of maybe metal and steel? Would be a better hotel.
Can we not be shoved into a tiny ass motel for starters? Just saying.
Meeting is adjourned. And he stands up and he ambles out of the courtroom.
Like, I want to stand up as everyone's leaving. I was like, Broken Bottle Bastards is an acoustic album.
Everybody kind of
Marge
turns
and
and
I
walks
finger to
stand. As you guys stand, you see that there's actually courtroom reporters in the back of the room, and they've got their cameras, and they're kind of taking them down and leaving out in the lobby. And suddenly you're flanked by police as they lead you out to the side of the courtroom, and Puckley Chunk is following behind, looking nervous with his briefcase. On the opposite side of the room, Bronto Beatley is shaking hands with the prosecutors and everybody on that side. He feels like it's a small victory, but it's still a victory. And so, as the courtroom clears, Annie Maddox follows out too with all of you guys. Same with Camden Curtis, and you're all kind of like meshing in the same area, sort of. And the police are preparing you all to get loaded up into a van. Is there anything anybody wants to do before you get loaded up in the van?
Yes.
Pose for the camera.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go over the cameras too. Like, Facebook.com/BrokenBottleBastards. New album in the works, plus that acoustic album.
While he's talking to the cameras, Tamara's gonna kick him in the shin.
Whoa.
Ah, you fucking prick! What was that for?
I go over and I just give him a good kick in the ribs. Fuck you, buddy. Just
Kick in
fuck
the
you.
ribs.
A kick in the
okay.
ribs.
Oh my god, he just like karate
I
kicks
grab Jackson again, and I like bear hug him backwards behind the camera so people can't see that.
The
You talk
police
shit about me, motherfucker.
immediately intervene. They pull Max off of Jackson, and the police grab Jackson and begin to push him up against the wall. And they,
Yeah, get him.
where you
used the
guys
wrong
weren't
size.
in handcuffs before, now Jackson is in handcuffs, and the police begin to push him into the van outside.
All right. I can walk into a van myself.
But you can't exit out yourself.
Son of a bitch.
He kicked me in my beautiful ribs. Bring him away from our fucking room, whatever.
Is Buckley Chunk still around, and is he still talk toable?
He's trying to, he's like with the court reporters right now, and the news reporters, they're gathering around him, asking him questions like, oh, do you think this case will they be found guilty? What do you think? And he's really nervous looking, and they're picking up on that, and they're really eating it up. But he pushes away from them, and he manages to get back with you guys.
Buckley, what the fuck was that? You didn't even try.
I'm sorry, man. I have so many cases on my plate. It's hard being a public defender, but it's hard to beat Bronto Beatley. He's so good.
His last name is a vegetable. How hard can that be?
I'm in
vulture.
this. Yeah, that exactly what she said.
Well, he's from a long line of lawyers, and I'm gonna try. I don't think they have a case against you guys because you didn't do it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we're
they're gonna
all
have
innocent.
I can't
Yeah,
speak
for
for
sure.
Jackson, but
Yeah, no, I'm fine with this.
Mr. Chunk, to be fair,
They may not
I
have a
think
case
I
everyone
made a
else.
better case than you
Yeah.
did. So I hope you can help these lads.
If you could just protect me, that'd be great.
I've been trying. It has not been working.
No, it hasn't.
No.
I
not
just
for
I
wanted
good.
to-
appreciate it though.
Thank you so much, Camden, for your help. I might still need your help in future case, but I really need to start gathering evidence. And he starts passing out business cards with his number on it. If you guys can think of anything that might help you, they have the police
Yeah, if you
reports
just
and everything.
Stick that in my
That's really
pocket.
against you.
My hands behind my back.
Oh, this is good. Thank you for the card, sir. Do you do work with like garnishing of paychecks for child care and all that?
Oh no.
Those are family matters for the family court, but I can see what I can do. I know somebody who does that.
All right, yeah, I've got a lot of tadpoles out there, so
God. He just looks legal hackers. He just looks at you, Camden, like, okay. And the police begin to load everybody up into the van. Buckley kind of, he's gonna probably follow you guys to the motel just to be sure. Dr. Annie Maddox, you do see them load up into the van.
Yeah.
And you know that they are an interesting motley crew. And just by happenstance, they also are staying at the same motel that you're staying at. So maybe that's a concern to you, maybe it's not. But they're gonna be right next door.
Oh, okay.
What a coincidence!
Gotta love the expert witness being
Yeah.
next door to the convicted.
Yeah. Same with you,
Alleged.
Camden. You're actually all at the same motel. So,
All right, you guys know how to do this, right? Someone get the TV and put it by the window.
no.
Is there a TV in the van?
No. So the police drive you in the van up to, or it's really like a small bus, up to Rosewood Motel. As you are driving away from the courtroom, you can see far off into the horizon are the mountains, and just beyond that would have been Summer Split. It's kind of Colorado-esque kind of environment. And you head into the town of Rosewood. Very nice upper scale town compared to all the other little towns around it. Kind of whitewash, if I can say so. But you head
We
over
love
to
white people.
So you head over to Rosewood Motel, and it's out of everything in Rosewood, it's probably the lowest scale thing here in town. It is a motel, and it's older. It's still put together, but if there was ever going to be any crime in this town, it'd probably be at this motel. It has these older 70s colors, like the exterior is mostly like a faded teal color, and the trim is white, and the doors are fairly old with locks on them that look pretty poor, and they're the old style locks. There's not going to be any like slide cards. This is 98. Well, 98 wasn't that old, but there's still the keys, like an actual standard key. So as the bus pulls up and the police escort you off one by one, they actually put monitor bracelets around your ankles just to be certain, because trial date's going to be coming up soon and they feel like some of you are a flight risk, especially Jackson.
Do I have one as well?
Yeah, especially
Not you,
yeah.
Camden, because you're not part of it. Neither does Annie. Just the defendants.
Okay. All right.
Are you
So
kidding?
I actually raised up my pants, and there's already like two in there. So like, oh, do I need another one? Oh, we good? Oh, thank you.
And they show you to a line of motel rooms. You each get your own motel room, so you don't have to mingle with each other or anything like that. But this isn't a very big motel, so on one end there's Annie and Camden, and on the other end you have all your defendants together, room after room. And they remind you that you can't leave the township, so no leaving Rosewood, no venturing out beyond there. You can go anywhere in the town of Rosewood, but anything beyond that, going back to Summer Split, any of that is forbidden until they can establish that you are innocent of your crimes.
What would you say the population is of this town?
Oh, well, it's not small. I would say probably 30,000. It's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's not going to be like a rural town. It's 30,000 and climbing, somewhere between 30 and 50,000 people.
So that's definitely big enough for a strip club.
Yeah, there are bars, and I'm sure there's a strip club that everybody's been fighting to close down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good to know.
They
And
have
you
a free
all
buffet,
have-
but they want the strippers out of the kitchen.
And you were all provided with your belongings again, except any weapons. No weapons whatsoever. So, sorry, Jackson and all the other misfits. No switchblades.
Does that include like cigarettes and lighters?
No, you can have those, but no blades, no obvious weapons.
Yeah.
Now, if you were carrying something on you, like something that's not a weapon.
So what you're saying is I don't get to have my fists back? All
I
right.
can't have,
You have to
these
wear gloves.
guns.
No, yeah. If it's not classified as an actual weapon, don't worry about it. But if it is an actual weapon like a switchblade, you can't have it. Not for now, at least.
God damn it.
And they're gonna advise against you trying to buy weapons as well. Just because.
I love that it's simply advised against it.
Like, basically, if you're found with a weapon on you, and they are gonna be checking on you, they're going to immediately imprison you. So, take that
shit.
as you will.
No butter knives for me.
So they
So,
set you free, and now you're free to do as you like.
What time is it in the campaign?
It is about noon.
Noon. All right.
And it's a Friday?
Makes sense.
Yes. Friday the 13th, actually.
Oh shit.
It's Friday the 13th.
Uh-huh. And this is accurate to the date. There was a Friday the 13th on February 13th in 1998.
1998.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Nice.
All right.
Look at you doing your research. Nice.
Where are the reporters?
So as you are thinking that, like, they are actually coming up the street. So as soon as the van leaves, one news reporter pulls up into the parking lot and immediately parks right in front of your rooms, and some leggy brunette comes out. Her hair is like impossibly curly. She looks like she came straight out of the 80s, just like Dr. Barnes, but she comes out in this really tight blue suit with dark pantyhose and high heels, and she comes out with her microphone, and another man comes out of the van with a camera, and she's immediately like,
She's definitely
"We
a
are
dancer.
here at Rosewood Motel confronting the defendants of the summer split case where the cabin burned down, along with renowned therapist Dr. Barnes and maintenance man Max Marston." And she looks around and she sees you, and she immediately goes up to Becky, and she's like, "Becky Ho, do you have a moment?"
I do, of course. What do you need?
Becky, so
She's
can
not
you
giving you a
tell us?
blowjob.
Can you tell us what happened at the cabin?
Oh, I'll tell you everything. I got the scoop. Anyways, so let's see. Jackson and maybe like Max were like helping us out. Probably killed the therapist. I'm not sure. I wasn't around for that.
Can Max hear any of this? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, because you're all standing together.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they
Shut the
were,
fuck up.
like
Oh,
kind of-
reportedly, to
they
watch
kinda
out.
look
Becky's a
like-
compulsive liar, and she does drugs, so watch out.
Thank you
She
for
also
lying
sells her
about
body on the street. Don't worry about
Oh.
that. She's not into ladies.
I'll have you know that my father works at a very well-renowned, big, huge church bitch, okay?
Wow, I'm surprised he didn't bail you out of jail
Church.
with us.
I tap.
Anyway.
All right. All right. So I just tap Becky on the shoulder. I open up my coat and I show her that I still have my flask back. I'm like, shut up.
Jesus wouldn't approve of that. I'll have you know, I'm like
Jesus.
super back into like my religion. Ever since I saw like her dead body, I was like, oh my god. Like,
Is your religion spreading your legs?
no, it's spreading the love of Jesus Christ.
Of Latter-day Saints, we
Fuck.
get it.
Yes.
All right, I want to grab the camera like I'm grabbing a human by the chin and be like, "Fuck! Don't listen to her. Look at my testimony. I already talked about her."
While Camden's doing that, I grab Becky like kidnapper style, just like hand over mouth, just like shut up, Becky, shut up, Becky, shut up, Becky. And just, like trying to escape back to the rooms away from the cameras. Becky, shut up. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to do this. You fucking saved our lives. Don't fucking throw us under the bus. I throw her to the side. She's free now.
Dr. Maddox, you're seeing this happen right before you as well, because you arrived shortly after.
Jackson,
She just
stop her from
kinda
getting in front of the camera.
Stands there, looking in absolute amazement. Keys held out like she's going to put it in the door, nowhere near her room. Just watching them fight, and under her breath she mutters, They do realise that the court can see this, right?
While that's happening, I'm like, Tamara, take control of Becky. I'm gonna get Jackson.
During this whole circus, I throw my arms up in the air. I'm like, woo!
I go up to Jackson. I'm just like, Jackson, you can have some of the flask if you just get in the fucking room.
All right, you got a deal. I'm in.
Cheers, bro.
I just walk into the room and I just sit on the bed.
All right, I follow Jackson to help that.
Tamara is going to shamelessly ogle the reporter.
The reporter looks straight into the camera and she's like, "You heard it here first. A confession from Becky Ho. That it sounds like they actually did murder the doctor."
Great.
No. Not they. Not me. Just those two, probably. I'll have you know. I'm like
You
very like
stupid whore.
innocent and
that's what-
pure and like
That's what the reporter's saying, so it's already done with. I'm already
Yeah.
no, like and Jesus loves me and like I love Jesus, so like I just need you to know that.
Tamara,
I'm pure
control
and
the
innocent.
situation.
Maybe. So like I
Buy
just
Becky
need
for
you to know.
$250 a night.
I just need you to know that like it wasn't me, it was them.
Wait, is she still in front of the cameras or what?
She's doing
I
a
thought she was-
30-second, what do they call those things between commercials? Stinger
commercial break?
type thing. Where she, what do they call those things? I can't remember. She's doing like a little 30-second insert between the commercials about a
Oh my god.
show that they should not miss at 10 because, oh my god, we got a confession from Becky Ho. So,
I'm gonna leave my flask with Jackson. Jackson, drink as much as you want. I gotta get her.
All right.
And then I
They murdered him.
sprint.
I was like so
I
scared.
sprint to go grab Becky, and I grab her and I throw her into the room with Jackson. Becky, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! This is not the time. We've done this twice already. Get in the goddamn room. Ugh!
It was them.
Jackson, close the fucking door.
I just slam it shut.
Right, I'm still
Hey,
outside
do
of
us
the
a favor,
door.
Becky. Try
trying to
not
control-
to just get us all sent to jail. Just a
Okay,
thought.
well, I didn't do anything wrong. So maybe if you didn't have like, you know, a knife and threw a hissy fit in front of like the police, you wouldn't have gotten us all here.
Hey, they shouldn't have pointed their guns at me. I was doing nothing but pissing on the side of the road. They were doing their own fucking thing.
Public indecency.
I was pissing. There's no bathrooms nearby.
No, she's got you. I've been busted on that. You're on the wrong mate.
You fucks.
All right, I'm outside trying to get Tamara to stop ogling the reporter and get her into the same hotel.
Tamara's like talking to the reporter. What's your name? Do you have a card?
Tamara, please come on.
she,
Please.
before you pull Tamara away, the reporter pulls out a really nice looking business card for Channel 6, and the name is Amanda Palmer.
What? All right.
Tamara's gonna take the card and just put it in her pocket.
It's like, if you have anything you want to say, feel free to just call this number anytime, okay? And she gives you the card.
That's a flirt if ever I've heard one.
Is that card made of steel?
No, it's not. It's just paper.
Tamara just,
They didn't have steel back in 1998. So.
And she
All right,
looks
so with
over
that,
and she sees Dr. Maddox, and she's like, oh, Dr. Maddox, do you have a moment to speak?
Annie plasters the widest smile on her face as she can and pulls down the cotton face mask that she was wearing, still holding the keys out like she's going to put them in a door, and goes, "Certainly, how can I help you today? Would you like to hear about the various diseases that can no longer be fixed by antibiotics?"
While that's going on, I have Tamara by the hand. I'm just walking her into the room.
No,
Tamara
but
just
you
stares breathlessly at the reporter as
testified.
Max escorts her back in.
You testified in court against the defendants as an expert witness. Do you really feel that they were the ones that possibly could have done this with the types of wounds that were on the victims?
As much as I would love to help you, as always, that is why I became a doctor. I am not permitted to say until the official court case. However, I can tell you 6 different ways that you can clean better to reduce germs, if that would help you.
She's like, oh, no. But how many cases like this have you covered?
This will actually be my first time as an expert witness. Usually I am just a researcher who helps a fellow doctor. So this would have to be my first, but I have aided on about 25 other cases.
And is it true that you're highly phobic of germs?
I feel like that everyone needs to be considerate of the amount of germs that are in our world today.
There's a Clady lady in the background. She's pushing a cart, and she hears Annie say that, and she's just like glaring from the background.
In fact, you should actually be wiping down any public service area, doorknobs, cars, even these keys I've had to cover in hand sanitizer before I even picked them up. Because you never know who has been in a hotel. Completely oblivious to the cleaning lady in the background.
The court reporter turns back towards the camera and gives the camera a look. And she's like, oh, well, thank you, Dr. Maddox. Good to know. How long do you think you'll be in town?
Well, I am absolutely in love with this mountain air. It is so much more refreshing than the city with all the bustles and the... So I would like to stay here for a while, but I can't guarantee how clean everything is in this hotel. I'm very surprised that they're put... They're convicted, well, accused more particularly, people in here. What if they got sick? Like, do they have access to proper medical care while they are here?
I crack open the door because I see it on the TV live. I'm like, we need a doctor.
As you mentioned
at Annie.
do you have any fear being so close to these possibly convicted murderers?
I poke my head out as
Honestly-
well. Like, I just mouth.
Honestly, my biggest concern is more that they were in a summer camp style zone, and you actually would be surprised that the bubonic plague is still naturally occurring here in the
Oh,
United
shit.
States.
I want to
We need
nudge
a
Max
doctor.
Power as we're watching this on the TV, and we're like, oh, I think Miss Maddox over there, she's a bit mad, ain't she? You want to get that bird over there?
Yeah, something's going on, but we kind of need her help now. I think she's the only one that can get us out of trouble. So I'm gonna keep yelling at her from the doorway to get the fuck away from that camera and come help us.
And he sort of lowers the hand that was holding the keys and turns to see you guys at the door, and she sort of gets a really concerned look in her face before turning back to the camera and be like, if you please excuse me, duty calls, with a huge smile on her face and a sing-song sort of voice.
There's a stain on this bed. Could you please look at it?
Doctor, we need your help.
The reporter gets really nervous seeing Annie Maddox going off into the direction of the defendant's rooms. And she starts talking about some conspiracy between the witnesses and the defendants. She spends about 30 seconds speaking with another reporter back at the station, and they kind of talk back and forth. Back in the rooms, what's going on as Annie Maddox approaches?
Becky's gonna put on like a face mask, like, you know, to cover her mouth, and like some gloves, you know, just to appeal to her nature of germophobia.
Where are you getting a face mask?
I'll have you know, I have like infinite sets of clothing that they gave back to me.
But it's a cotton
Boy to
face
boy.
mask.
Jackson just
Hey,
up
maybe
against
I
the wall,
just like got it.
trying to massage his hands.
Or a bandana.
The previous
Okay,
wounds.
bandana, I'll allow that.
There we go.
Does she have the face mask thing on?
Bandito now.
Yes.
Annie pulled it off to talk to the reporter.
Tamara's just staring out the window at the reporter as she leaves.
She's got a tight ass and a blue pencil skirt.
I lean over to Jackson and I just take my flask back and take a swig or three. Hand it back.
When I see Becky put the that face mask on, I'm like, does anyone need surgery by Dr. Cunt over here?
I'd gladly help you.
Oh god. All right. So is the doctor in the room? Like, did she come in?
She's standing at the door. She won't have come in.
So
We're not that
kind of,
dangerous.
we're
Except
wondering.
me.
Isn't-
Camden,
How can I help you? Are you feeling a bit feverish, or
we need
Oh
to
my
know what
gosh.
you need. We need to know what you know about stab wound.
well, that's a rather odd question. But I could say that I know a decent amount about stab wound.
Do you
What
know how to
in
take someone's
particular?
kidneys out? Because I
What's
think
that?
Becky over here has some. Never mind.
Who was stabbed other than Jackson by his father in the butthole?
Annie kind of just gets like a horrified look on her face
I'm
and
kidding.
pulls the mask back up.
All right. So first off, we didn't do it. We're not a giant group of killers. But we can explain it to you and have it sound sane. Camden and Annie just know that a bunch of elves stabbed two people to death and turned one into a monster that was being controlled to look a lot like Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck! I gotta get the fuck out of here.
You sound like you're on heroin.
I stand in front of the
Annie
door.
tries her best to look like that she is like attentively listening. But you can see that she's kind of like,
You had me until elves.
All right,
Um,
Becky, help.
Can I ask you for like a face mask, perhaps? Because I'm like highly afraid of germs. You know, like they're
Go full of
pretty.
shit, you little whore.
Okay, first of all, I'll have you know that shit has so many germs. I'm sure you can tell them Dr. Annie or whatever.
Yeah.
well, I can try and find you one. Probably the cleaners have one, as I only have the one that I have brought. I wasn't allowed to bring many of my medical supplies, only the basics. However, I can actually tell you that there are many people around the world who are absolutely terrified about the fact that our diseases are getting better due to our reliance on antibiotics. So now more than ever, you should be really concerned about a Spanish flu epidemic.
Oh.
I'm not sure what kind of metal
Can't really-
Spanish flu is, but I'll be worried about it.
Anyways, so as you know, some of these people in this room are probably crazy and drug addicted fools. But
Like you.
It's just alcohol. Keep going.
anyways, just so you know, everything Jackson says is he's full of shit, and it's so many lies. I don't know what's wrong with him. He was like an orphan or something. Anyways,
I'm not gonna argue with that actually.
Just accept your fate.
I just gotta accept
She
it.
hasn't lied yet. It's not.
Yeah, she
it's pretty
hasn't.
damning.
Anyways, what happened up there in that really weird situation? It wasn't elves. It was tiny people. You know, not like dwarfism. You know, like dwarfism.
Fucking-
God.
I'm drinking and you're the one Tiny people didn't. All right, keep. You know what?
We're offending so many people tonight.
I was gonna make an Austin Powers joke, but I don't think the Mini-Me was around in 1990.
Oh,
Maybe?
maybe.
The
But
first one.
Becky, I ripped one of them in half with my hands. I didn't rip a small human in half. I ripped an elf with a knife. Oh god,
That was
that's
pretty
not
cool
okay.
actually.
It was pretty
ripped that
tight.
motherfucker in half.
I take another swig after remembering it because it felt really good.
Annie kind of
Um,
like slowly puts her hand up as if to get like attention before
So
going.
he didn't rip anyone in
I
half.
would like to remind you guys that I will be put under oath during your court case. And I would also like to remind you guys that you need to be really careful about what you're saying to the
Becky.
news reporters, as I would really like you guys to have a fair trial.
She's so
Mr.
nice.
Powers.
You're the one that's
Someone.
against us in this fucking trial.
I am simply just doing my job. I have
well, your
actually
job
no
is
opinion whether you are guilty or not.
People are not guilty.
That's the job of an expert witness. That is 100% factual. All right, so Jackson, help me out here. What happened in the cabin, and what would you say explain those stab wounds more than your switchblade?
Razor blades. Clearly, we were trying to shave,
That's
and we just failed miserably.
you're trying to shave two other people.
Like,
Oh no,
Mr. Powers, you said you ripped one in half?
I ripped one in half. I grabbed it by the hands and ripped it in half because it was
Oh,
attacking.
God.
It was attacking somebody, and I grabbed it.
You get
I
a look
felt
at his
that.
cock.
you should have seen it,
His
man.
cock was made of cotton, as far as I fucking know.
I just want to know if it's like regular size or if it's, miniature.
No, it's like one of those tiny elves on the shelf.
Yeah, like
It's like a fun size Snickers.
like a fun-sized Snickers on an elf. Exactly, Becky. You're finally saying the right thing.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
because like I saw it. I sat on it and I felt something. I don't know what it was,
Wait,
but it stabbed me really hard.
Well,
It
you
could have been
just
a
admitted
fun-size
to murder.
Snickers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you
I'm
sat
talking
on
about.
it.
No,
You
Max.
almost
Just because you
smothered the
sit
damn
on
no,
thing.
I didn't admit to murder. It was a fluffy. It felt exactly like a stuffed animal that I ripped in two.
Like taxidermy?
It-
Yeah, it's like tax-
Almost exactly like taxidermy. Only it was felt.
Was it
It
like
was
a
just-
human baby that like was murdered and then like stuffed?
fucking hell.
Oh my
Like,
god.
was it a
Is
single
that
lad
what
with a
you
cotton
did?
dick? Or
All right,
was
all right.
it-
One, Camden, my friend Travis knows you, and no, that is wrong. Travis speaks very highly of you. He does say you say cunt a lot. Tamara, help us out. What happened in the cabin?
Is the reporter gone yet?
The reporters will all gone.
She's gone, yeah.
Can we call
Alright.
over Puckley or whatever his name is?
I mean, that nervous piece of shit. No.
Yeah, I mean, your rooms do have
He's our
phones.
defense lawyer.
I'm going to.
He's your public
we're gonna call
defender.
him.
You're gonna call him?
We're gonna call him even though he's a stupid bitch. Yeah, we're gonna
Correct.
call him over. And be like, help! We're being interrogated.
You guys should hire me. You should
You guys
fire
called
that
me
bloke.
over.
Hire me.
All right, so there's two things. One, Camden can't leave, and Annie has to stay. You can leave, but I really would like you to stay to help us because we're not crazy people. We're just insane.
I'll have you know that most of them are taking Zyprexa, which is for schizophrenia. So
You fucking
they might be a
kidding
little
me?
psycho, but it's okay because I'm the only sane one here, and maybe tomorrow, but I don't know her. So
I'm gonna drag you down with me.
All right.
Annie
No,
kind
thank
of
you.
Straight to jail.
looks at her hands before looking up at you guys, and she goes, honestly, it would not be the first time that the court has accused unjustly, and I have also been on the receiving end of people assuming what I am talking about is utter nonsense and insanity.
Well, seeing as how you haven't run out of the room terrified to shit, what's happened to you? What's your story? Why are you still here?
Brooks up a good point.
were you raped as a child?
Jesus Christ, Becky.
Jesus Christ.
I put my hand over Becky's mouth and I just like put a pillow over her head and just
Put a pillow over her head.
I don't put
Annie
any
pulled-
pressure, she can breathe. I let her go.
Annie
Push
pulled
a little
her
harder.
mask down and puts her keys back in her pockets before finally taking her gloves off, and she looks at you and she looks around the room, taking you all in before going, when I was a kid, I lived out on the streets for years. My mother had died and my father was useless. So I found myself wandering around, getting in with the wrong crowd and all of that. And that's when I realized that there isn't anyone out there to really help people in unfortunate circumstances. So I put my head down, I went back to school, I got into med school, I tried my best to be the highest in my class, so I come back out to the street and help. But in my third year, I had to go and do my first practical in a hospital. I'd done it in doctor surgeries before, and unfortunately, she pauses for a bit and looks down at her feet before looking back up with an odd look in her face. I got put in the ER, and I saw so many people lose their lives from injuries, sickness, and doctors having no idea how to save them or what to do. And I actually got kicked off of my prac and relocated to a different hospital after I refused to give up on a lady who had necrotizing fasciitis in her leg.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I have seen some of the worst sides of society, and it's not as bad as everyone believes. No one feels the need to give people like you guys a chance, or give you the medical care and respect that you deserve, when they should be more concerned about those illnesses like Ebola that are currently rampaging through these countries in our airports, getting transmitted through the filters on each plane.
While she's saying that, I find one of Becky's beers and just open it.
I want to stand and be like, that is very touching, Miss Maddox.
Holy
It's Annie
shit.
Maddox, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Miss Maddox, that's a very touching tale. What pills do you have on you exactly?
She gets a really concerned look on her face, and she's like, well, I have some anti-anxiety for myself, and I actually have a few hypnotism methods, as I prefer not to use pills, as it's part of the problem we have today.
Well, you like Sharon, right? If you don't like your pills, I can take them.
Can you hypnotize him into not asking that question again?
Can you hypnotize him so he's clean?
And he kind of like shifts the bag on her back of all her stuff and goes, you shouldn't be taking things with other people's prescriptions on it
Why not?
due to
I've never-
side effects.
Don't you get those same side effects when you take them?
Yes, but I have been evaluated to be able to handle those side effects.
So a doctor said, yeah, you can have that, and I can't. That's bollocks.
Isn't there like
Well,
a
we need to
drugstore
determine
nearby?
that you won't act. She turns to Jackson and she says, there is actually 6 in this neighborhood, in a really perky voice.
Painkillers for my hands.
Wait, why do
Oh,
you...
look at this fucking room.
Wait, you don't remember the fucking stab
one's
wound
on
from that
meds in this
fucking
room.
raccoon?
Oh yeah, and he
2 months
burned his
ago.
That
hand
elf or
too.
whatever?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
My hands
he
are like
lost his
completely
lighter.
fucked.
You know what would help everybody is if we fucked off of this hotel, we found a bar, and we just talked this out, because I think there's a solution here that we haven't figured out. But this hotel, outside of the beer that I've stolen from Becky, and my flask is running empty,
You bring up a good point.
Jackson burned his hand, Is that what I heard?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
last campaign, I
Okay.
shoved a fucking flaming elf back into the fireplace, and like the fire just spread all over my like hand.
Jeez.
He literally took no damage from anything but himself.
Yeah.
Self-inflicted
Well,
wounds.
Except for the first time the raccoon stabbed him, or the elf stabbed him out the window.
Yeah.
Miss
The
Maddox, so you're complaining about side effects. Look in this room at this fucking circus. These are the side effects of society. They have not taken pills.
Wow.
Give up your bag.
Whoa! We're not stealing from guests. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not stealing, I'm asking.
He's
That
got
was-
a point.
Mm.
He's actually got a point. He's not stealing. He's asking.
Maybe she can prescribe something to us, or you mainly.
She seemed off in thought, slightly concerned for a moment, but at that mention, Annie perks up, and she's like, "Have you guys been seen by a medical professional since you have been incarcerated?"
No.
No.
Are you looking at us?
No.
You're a professional. You're seeing us right now.
You weren't
She-
there.
She gives an awkward laugh, and she's like, "Aren't you another witness?"
Yeah, what are you even doing here?
Are you gonna open your bag or not? I'm not gonna steal anything unless you're not looking. So tell us.
I'm not gonna steal anything unless you're not.
Annie kind of sputters for a moment before taking a step further away from you and going, "Does anyone need any major medical attention as of this moment?"
Yes.
All right, I'll do a single clap. I'll walk away. I'm on your side, and I'll walk to the corner.
All right. So I'm just gonna say no. I don't need any medical attention. However, Camden, my best friend Travis is the vocalist in your band. Our
Vocal.
bassist. He said you would say that, but that's okay. Your bassist is Olive, and that's all that I
Means
can
more-
remember.
more Talent.
Mhm. But if we continue this conversation over maybe 7 more beers, you won't need any more pills.
It's all the same. It's just
Like-
one's liquid, one is a fucking solid that you swallow. It all goes down in your gut.
I like
But
where
you
your
can
head is
still get
at,
both.
but if the pill's not made of steel, I'm not swallowing.
Are you telling me that you want to help me take what's in Miss Maddox's bag?
No, I'm telling you, we're going to go get a drink out in public, out of this room. I'm starting to get claustrophobic, and it's
All right,
freaking me
I'll
out.
ask you again later.
Tamara,
after a few
are
beers
you
to
still
see
by
what
the
you think.
window?
She's not looking out the window anymore. She started listening when Annie went into her heartfelt story, but now she's just kind of rolling her eyes as Cam keeps talking about stealing her drugs.
But are you still by the window?
Relatively next to the window. Like, my back is turned to it.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Since your back is turned at disadvantage.
I guess that's for listening too. So if that's so, I was already at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Alright. I literally could not roll lower, a 1.
You have no idea what's going on outside. You're so focused on
Oh,
the
and that-
bullshit that's happening right in front of you, you don't see anything outside at this time.
That's a -1, so it's literally a 0.
The
Oblivious.
world could have been outside, and
He
you're
fainted.
I feel like I'm gonna faint listening to you.
Oh, I get that a lot.
Called out Jen.
I walk up to Tamara and I'm just like, look, here's another one of Becky's beers. Just,
Thank you
Just-
for stealing all my beers.
you're welcome. You can have some of my flask.
Tomorrow's
So
gonna decline the beer because she doesn't drink.
I notice immediately that you're not even trying. I take it from him and I hand it to Becky. No. If I'm gonna be stuck in this room, we're drinking.
Okay.
That's a perfect drinking sound.
This is Jeremy.
So well, and in the same relate, I'm like, Jackson. I just hand him my flask. I'm like, don't you do whatever you want,
All
Camden. We're getting out of here because I just ran out of booze strategically.
I snap my fingers and I point up to the ceiling. All right. But I do want to look over at Jackson and be like, hey, mate, I was not trying to be mean to you. I'm trying to help you. That's why I said those things in the courtroom. So
You made me look bad. Please don't do that.
I
again,
made
man.
you look innocent. Are you innocent? I don't fucking know. I don't actually care.
Hey,
Your
I'm-
bassist is convicted.
I'm gonna pull Camden aside and be like, hey, like, if you like say I'm like innocent or whatever, I'll like help you get those pills from Annie or whatever.
Annie gets like a paranoid look on her face and sort of moves the backpack from her back to her front. Now she's like bear hugging it.
Wait, Becky,
Yeah.
are you trying to say this in private to Camden?
Yeah.
Guess I'm trying to say this is private. Get out.
Annie, go ahead and roll for perception on that one.
Oh, shit.
Which would you like me to roll?
Roll your d20
which
for
dice?
perception.
Out of 15. Plus, now I'm plus a 1, so 16.
Oh, yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
Becky, you're
She's
not...
right there. What the fuck? What do you do at this? Think of her as a fucking camera that you're not speak in front of.
You're yelling at the top of your lungs.
We
How
can
can
do
they
it.
not hear you?
We can do it while she's sleeping, or I distract her, or you know, just like punch her in the face when she passes out. We don't-
Hear
doesn't
all of
matter.
this.
I was
Hear
gonna
all
walk.
of
I'm
this.
just gonna walk to the door. She's fuck daft cunt.
Is that a new band?
Daft cunt.
Daft Cunt would be way before Daft Punk.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
What bar are you guys going to? Because I might join you in a little bit.
I found one in the on the map. It's just called Bar. I don't know anything else about
Bar.
it. Yeah,
Moe's Tavern.
it might have something else attached to it. Just bar connected to a sandwich shop, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not far away.
It's
It's,
just called
drinks.
Deli.
it's in Rosewood, so we're not leaving. We're not doing anything illegal. We can just go eat because we're clearly all drunk except for the 5 of you.
I
We can just go.
haven't had a drink
Shop
in like
and-
3 hours.
I know, and I've been trying to get you to drink, and nobody is picking up on the fact that I'm out of alcohol, and I'm gonna keep drinking.
Let's go. As long as it doesn't say Roseanne in front of that bar, we can go to the American bar.
I am into that shit, Camden. I'll drink at you when I have money and beer. What?
I'll see you guys in a little bit then. Just gotta get my hands cleaned.
You
Not shaking.
Oh
shit.
god.
Get your hands cleaned.
are you just gonna wash your hand? We're all in the same room. You can.
How
You
suspicious.
can just. All
I
right,
take
fair
off
enough.
the gloves I have and they're just like all scarred and shit. Like, yeah, I gotta wash my hands because they're fucking shaking and I still
All
feel
right,
burns,
fucking
man.
hurry up, Freddy Krueger. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, while he's saying that, I crack open the door and just like it's. What time is it roughly? We've been arguing for.
It's about 1 o'clock now.
Okay.
It's
I
still
crack
early,
open the door, let in some fresh air, like can
Are they
finally.
even allowed to sell alcohol this early?
but- Yeah.
I mean,
And
Oh,
not
yeah.
only can they
Oh, yeah.
serve it, they'll give it to you for money.
Oh yes, money can be exchanged for goods and services.
That's
Yeah.
correct. This is the most I've heard you speak tomorrow.
that's surprising.
Max, go ahead and make a perception check.
Shit. All right. All right. I need to see my sheet and. Huh! It is. I'm gonna put in the dice channel like an adult.
Something big, something big, something big.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Plus.
And
0. It's a 10.
There's a 10. You do see somebody standing on the corner right before the turn that would take you to the parking lot. He's just standing there with a baseball cap on his head. He could be waiting for the bus.
I look at him and I'm just like, after being paranoid for the last 2 months that elves are going to kill me in my sleep, I don't stop looking at him because he's not one of the 5 psychopaths that I've been talking to for the last hour. So I'm just fixated on that guy.
Okay.
20 bucks is these three elves in a trench coat.
Somebody else do
I
it.
hear Jack's.
I'm
Somebody
gonna
else do it.
ask him what he's staring at.
You're asking me what I'm staring at?
Yeah, what the fuck are you staring at?
I must clearly be like, I turned to look at him like, there's a guy in a hat. He's not one of you guys. And I don't
Yeah.
trust anything anymore.
What were you
So-
talking
Wow,
about?
he's not one of us. I'm unsurprised.
I'm
Lucky
more
him.
surprised. I'm more
Lucky
surprised
him,
that I
he's
could
not one
trust
of
you.
us.
Let's go talk
Yeah.
to him.
You want to talk to the man in the
I
baseball
mean,
cap?
might as well. Every time
Is
we
he
don't
just
talk to
wearing a
someone, they
baseball
either
cap? Nothing
die or
else?
like are the
So are
killer.
we outside
so
the
like
room then?
might
Or are
as
we
well
still
nip it in the
inside
bud.
looking out?
He's at a bus stop. He's a bit away, so I'm not gonna go if you guys aren't coming. But if we talk to him as a group, maybe he'll think we're not crazy.
I think that might be opposite. I don't know. Maybe I should seduce him. Maybe he's like super rich and like will help me and bail me out.
Okay. So before we get into this situation with this guy, I have a question for the DM.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll perception to see if tomorrow is a dyke?
What?
So what?
Wait, is a what?
This has been my favorite RPG question
No.
last year.
Roll for
Or do I just know it?
insight. Roll for
Insight?
insight.
Okay. 15 on the die plus 3.
Oh yeah.
Should I describe my character then?
Please, yes.
Tamara's 5 feet tall, like 5 foot even. She's really skinny. She barely weighs 100 pounds soaking wet. She has really long, messy hair, but nothing outwardly suggests that she is just like gay. But deep down, she's just like she doesn't really understand her sexual orientation.
Is there any actress I can like attach her to just to like get a mental image or no?
Actress, well, I'd ask.
I would imagine the basket case from the Breakfast Club. That's what I always saw her as.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Allison.
Alright.
Allison, yeah.
Was that the
Yeah, Ali,
Yeah,
Ali Sheedy or Allison, whatever her.
basket case.
So
Alright,
you've
cool.
probably seen her taking glances at women that are probably longer than you would expect, but I mean,
Yeah, that's like I mean like
It's-
I see
could
it, but
be-
like I didn't know. Like I wanted to just bring that up. So all right.
it's neither
cool.
here
Yeah,
nor
it just
there.
like. Yeah, she just doesn't really care about orientation, but she doesn't quite understand what she's attracted to.
Right. All right.
I feel like my character doesn't know that, but I know your character a bit better. And that's a good thing. All right, so I've been ogling this guy in the baseball cap for the last like 5 minutes.
He's checking his
Longingly.
watch, and then he looks over his shoulder directly at you, Max, and then turns away again.
That fucker looked at me.
How many
should
views
I'd
have you
say
had
that-
so far?
I say that without
Huh?
turning around, like I'm not breaking eye contact.
Well, who's going? Like we're like I don't know who's like with us right now. Or
Max is like encouraging people to go to the bar together, and the hat guy's
I'll
in
go
the
to
way of the bar.
If you come with me to talk to this baseball bitch.
are we
I'll talk to
seeing him from inside the hotel, or are we already walking?
We're not walking yet.
Okay, all right.
I just need confirmation.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
I'll follow Max.
Tomorrow's in.
I'll join in a little while.
Jackson's in a little while.
Yeah.
Becky's in.
I'm just gonna point this out of character, but Tamara trusts Max implicitly. She'll follow his lead.
Oh.
Wow, like a daddy.
Aw. Oh God, no.
Not in a sexual manner.
GGLG.
And I stopped looking at the baseball cap man for just a second. Annie, we're gonna need you to tell us if this bar is disgusting or not.
She gets like a sort of surprised smile and goes, "I would be happy to help you avoid places that could potentially get you food poisoning."
All right, you're in. And
Yeah,
now
bring
we start
your
walking.
Bring your backpack.
Yeah, bring all of your belongings with you, all of you, not just the lady with the pills. Hamden.
What
It's called
the fuck that
Hamden?
means?
I'm just saying, we're gonna get drunk. You don't need the pills if we're getting. All right, I'm off subject. I turn back to the man and I start walking.
You're walking towards the man.
I'm walking towards the guy in the baseball cap because that's the only way Becky's coming.
T.
Let's go,
I
outsiders.
just dropped it.
He turns back and he sees you walking towards him, and he starts to, at a quicker pace, walk down the street away from you.
Oh, this fucker. I pick up pace to match the pace.
Oh my god, okay. He looks over his shoulder again, sees you walking towards him even faster, and he also picks up the pace.
I don't like suspicious behavior after this much time, and since Max has been drinking, he breaks into a full-on sprint.
Oh no. You guys all
words, no
see
talking.
Max just take off after this guy, who also starts running.
Maniac.
As he starts
And he
running.
sort of calls out, going, "You do realize that you're kind of scary."
My tie's flapping in the wind, like my button-up button shirt is untucked, and I'm just like. That actually hurt to do in real life.
Tamara can't keep pace with Max, so she just stops.
The man keeps running, and he takes a sharp left down an alleyway between two businesses.
Oh damn it! Like I noticed that
That's
Tamara's stopped, and I at least make it to the corner and see if he's still there.
He is he is still running down the alleyway, and then you do see other people at the far end of the alley.
All right, I stop completely, and I turn back to see where the crew is at because I'm not in the mood to abandon them either.
I'm trying to keep up. I don't know if I have to roll for that, but I'm trying to keep up with Max.
Okay.
I too want to keep up.
When Tamara sees Max stop, she just kind of tries to catch up now.
So you
All right,
catch
just
up to
remember.
Max.
Remember, there's a guy in a fucking baseball cap, and he's fast. He's a piece of shit, and I hope he dies.
Oh, me too.
As Annie slowly approaches, she hurriedly looks over you before, in a perky voice, saying, "If you put your hands on top of your head, you'll open up your airways better."
Thank you, Doc. I'm gonna do that right now.
I love her so much. She's so...
Yes, I think the Annie Maddox character is great.
Yes, I agree. In real life and in character.
Yes, your speech was very touching.
Yeah.
All right, Doc. Just remember, there's a guy in a baseball cap, and he's garbage. So let's go find bar next to deli. I walk down the street and just like I keep looking over my shoulder while we're going.
Okay. Is everybody following?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Might as well.
Absolutely.
So you're all
Becky.
walking, and it's gonna take about 3 blocks to get to that bar. It's not too far, but you are walking along with lunch hour traffic. And every now and then people will honk at you because they do recognize your face from the TV. Every couple of cars, somebody rolls down the window and they yell at you, and you're murderers! Sort of thing.
Becky, they
Everything that happens
recognize
will
you.
pose.
Am I the only one that's still back in the hotel?
Are you still in the hotel?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said I would join them later.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're the
okay.
one in the you're alone in the hotel, and the other guys that aren't here are there.
Okay.
I think everyone else left except
So-
for me.
Well, except
Wait,
for
is-
Hunter and Dr. Olive Hart, they
Oh.
decided to stay in their
Oh, right.
rooms.
Because they're not here.
Right.
Traitors.
They're the smart ones.
Same with me.
Yeah, they're gonna get off with good behavior.
While we're walking down the street, I'm like, man, Jackson's taking his sweet fucking time.
Every time someone honks at us, tomorrow's gonna flip them off.
Yes.
And you hear
Do you
somebody
think
yell,
Jackson is back there? He's jerking off with his fucking beef jerky palm.
Yes.
Actually, that's exactly what I'm doing.
That,
Yeah.
that's the group. I don't know if he.
Hot and gross.
No, not really. No.
Okay.
Wait, no.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's not going to be the transcript.
I do say that though. Like I'm like, I just make that
Yeah.
joke.
That's going in the
But
transcript.
I did think about it. I was like, maybe not.
You're
The
like,
TMI.
reporter was pretty hot though.
So you guys are about
I'm done.
2 blocks away now. In Jackson, you hear a knock at the door.
Yes?
There's no
If you don't answer, I'm not opening the door. That's
You
how it
hear-
works here.
You hear again.
Well, it's a damn shame you didn't answer, huh? That door's not opening. Fucking hell, okay.
God.
I can hear that from upstairs.
I just sit down on the bed and I just wait until someone answers. That's all I'm gonna do.
Jump out the window.
Try again, buddy. I believe in you.
House cleaning, keeping, cleaning.
That
That's-
sounds suspicious.
That's my favorite impression of all time.
House cleaning.
That was the response. You got it.
Danish
I-
must open the door.
I go over the window and I just peek outside to see who it is that's knocking on the door like a madman.
You can't see from the window, oddly. Like, there's a sort of, the wall kind of comes out a little bit, just enough to block the door, like a huge safety issue, but there's a peephole in
Us.
the door, though.
Sorry, no one's home.
Okay,
I already
I'll
left.
come back later.
You could have gotten laid by the housekeeper, and now you're done. Gross.
Back at 2 blocks away. As you guys are wondering what Jackson is doing.
I wonder if Jackson's nailing the housekeeper.
He's wanking it. He's fucking wanking it.
You know what, Cameron? You're right. He's straight jacking.
His hands are kind of fucked up though.
Be great texture.
Oh my god.
Said he was using his hand.
Max is pretty drunk. Like this is all
So
legit in
gross.
character.
Fucking
Yeah, I agree. It's gross.
Christ.
So we're still walking to the bar.
Uh-huh.
That's what you get for not walking with this joke and pure base mocking.
Yeah.
So you guys continue on for the last block. You don't have any issues. Sure enough, there is a bar, and all it says in the front in big red letters is bar.
I think we're here, guys. It says bar.
That's the least creative name ever.
I really hope it's not a law bar, because I can't pass that right.
Annie
Nobody
sort of
laughs.
giggles
Oh,
at that.
nobody except for Annie laughs at that joke.
I just look at it, I was like, first drink's on me, you got it.
We walk in and Chunkley's there. It's his office.
Turns into Better Call Saul. No.
Oh god, I was taking a drink at the same time as
So you guys go inside and the windows are dark and it's really dark in there for the afternoon, but there's maybe one or two other people in there. They just kind of look over their shoulders at you guys. And for some reason, they just don't even acknowledge that it's you guys. Maybe they're too drunk or it's too bright in the doorway when you come in, but they don't do anything. And the bartender looks up as he's wiping down the counter and he just looks at you guys and just like turns and walks away.
How dirty is the bar?
It's one of those underground bars. It's like your last choice bar. It's pretty gross. Even, as you walk, your shoes are sticking a little bit to the floor.
Oh god. Annie immediately gets like a really panicked look on her face and sort of goes,
Dr. Maddox, this looks fucking horrifying. Would you mind checking out the restrooms for us before we go in there?
She gets a pained expression, but she just wants to help. So she goes, yeah, I can do that. She pulls on her gloves, her mask, and
Right.
sort of steels herself as she takes one step, hears that her foot's stuck to the ground and gags a little bit before making her way to the restrooms.
You wouldn't want to contaminate anything on you. You might as well take off your bag and your coat and all that.
She sort
And all
of
your
looks at
clothes.
you before continuing on ignoring you.
Or perception or something on that.
You want to try and persuade her?
I want to try to persuade her to take off her bag before she goes to inspect the bathroom.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion, and then I'm going to have Annie roll for. Let me get this up.
It's getting juicy.
I'm just gonna have Annie just do a straight wisdom check. And if your wisdom check can beat his persuasion.
15 with a +1 modifier, so 16.
All right, so I got 19 on the die
Are you
plus
ser-
3 persuasion.
Holy
Wow.
Okay, well, he's saying something that kind of sounds good to you, or makes sense to you, because you don't want to put your bag down anywhere inside that bathroom, and you can imagine your bag like brushing up against the bathroom stalls, or the sink, or the door.
She goes like visibly green as she pictures that. So she looks at you and goes, "You promise you won't set it down on anything?"
No, I can just hand it to me. I'll hold it. I will not touch anything in this bar with it. You're good. Please inspect the restrooms. I would like to take a piss and know that I will not get Ebola.
She reluctantly looks at your hands before say, "Have you washed your hands?"
Absolutely. My hands are pristine. I could fucking take baby Jesus and hold him up to the sky.
Do I believe him?
Okay, I'm gonna make you roll for persuasion again on that.
Okay. Oh, for baby Jesus in my hands? All right.
No, for you being clean. And then Annie, go ahead and roll for wisdom, because.
I got a
13
20.
total. Oh shit.
The one, so I got
Wait,
21.
was that a natural 20? The 20 on
That
the
was
die?
a natural
Oh my
20 on
God.
the die.
No. As he says that, you look at his hands, and his fingernails are like black. And there's like
Alright,
dirt in
give
the
it to
lines
Max.
of his
Give
hands.
it to, fucking just give it to Max. It doesn't matter
Um,
who owns it.
Becky
Don't
with
bring
her
it into the
gloves on.
restroom.
Becky still has her gloves on, so she's gonna be like, I can hold it instead. Don't worry, Annie.
Annie feels a lot more comforted by that idea.
I mean, you do see the gloves, but
I do see the gloves, but still, it's a germ thing. It's her bag. It touches her.
yeah. Becky, roll
Don't
for
worry,
persuasion.
Like clean. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. What is?
One. Yeah.
Christ.
And Annie, go ahead and roll for wisdom. On
What
that
is
one, too.
17 plus 5?
Oh my god, a lot.
Plus 5?
22. No,
Oh, wait.
17 plus 5. Yeah, 22.
Wow, we love a mathematician.
I got 20, but not a natural 20. It was a 19 plus my modifier.
Okay, well, she's wearing gloves, so that makes her probably one of the better ones out of everybody right now. To carry it if she
considering-
has to.
Annie takes a moment and considers her option. She's one of those people that you can visually see the cogs turning in her head as she compares the bathroom to at least someone who's wearing gloves, as she slowly and reluctantly, like, holds her backpack out for Becky.
Why, thank you. I love that you trust me.
She's gonna steal your
It's so
shit.
terrifying. I love that you trust me.
With one last, like, longing look at her backpack and a not accusing but suspect look at the establishment, she slowly walks into the bathroom.
I'll make sure you check both
It's
of them
very
too. We've got both, you know, girls and lads here, so check both.
Oh,
Oh,
what do the bathrooms
my
look
God.
like, Jen?
Uh,
Oh no.
Annie, I'm gonna need you to roll for mental fortitude.
Oh god.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God. Here we go. Here's the turd in the toilet.
This is the sad thing, because I got a 2.
Oh, a 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, the handle is sticky on your. You're wearing gloves right now. I'm assuming you are because you're.
Yes.
Okay,
No, I
so
wear
it's-
gloves
your
almost.
glove almost comes off your hand. That's how sticky the door handle is.
Oh.
And of course, it's a door handle and not like a nice push door, as it
Oh,
ideally would be. But as you open the door of the men's restroom, there is a horrible smell that just immediately hits your face. And as you walk into it, not really wanting to, again, the floor's still sticky, but you see a unknown pool of fluid that's been seeping out from underneath one of the bathroom
Oh
stalls.
god.
And
God.
you immediately fall into a state of pure fear. And you are
I just full on have a panic attack.
yes, you are officially frightened.
Annie is
and you can't walk
crying and
into that bathroom.
hyperventilating there.
You are in a state of fear and you cannot go into that bathroom. You're frightened right now.
Yep, she is literally just standing there with her head stuck to this goddamn handle, hyperventilating and crying.
She's crying.
Do
The
any of
bartender
us
looks
notice
offended.
that?
Yes, I mean it's pretty obvious because she's her hand is stuck to the door and she is, even though her back is to you, she's like shaking and she's making frightening noises.
Tamara, you should go over there and help her. She seems to be having issues.
Tamara, yeah, she's in the
Alright.
ladies' room. You gotta go.
Alright, Tamara's gonna go approach Annie and try to bring her out of her panic. She's just gonna like walk over and just not touch her, but try to make her presence known by getting in her field of vision. Just kind of like circle around her and stick her head in front of her face.
Annie sort of like her jaw is shaking and she stutters that her hand is stuck to the handle.
Becky's like going through her backpack secretly, and she's like, God, now I know why she needs those anti-anxieties.
Well, wait. If she's going through the bag, I'm going through the bag with her.
Oh God, are you not even trying to hide it?
Before
Well,
you
I mean-
can, before you can do that though, like Max is like completely blindly like stepping in between you, like, barkeep, I need 6. I need 6 beers. 6 of your biggest beers. Give me those for everybody.
The bartender looks completely offended because he's been sitting there watching Annie, who donned these gloves and like put on the face mask and was like totally ready to go in like it's warfare, and he's just like, ugh. And he hears
I go into-
Max request those beers, and he's like,
I'm gonna slam down a credit card and be like, "You'll get a good tip. Just fucking go with it."
You see this guy right here? He's not joking. He's gonna give you a good tip. He's not even gonna give you a tip that's not good. So just do it. Just do it. And for just a second, like Max goes into sales mode. He's like, "Do you have any steel shot glasses?"
and the
Because I'm
bartender's just
seeing.
like, no.
Well, all right.
And-
Let me give you the benefits. And Max goes on like a 5-minute diatribe about why steel shot glasses are better than glass ones.
God.
And in conclusion, just basically like you get some of the iron in your diet from a steel shot glass, so you should be giving us those. And they don't break when you drop them, and I drop glasses all the time. Look at this one, and I just throw one back behind me. Look at that. That one's broken now. Give me another one.
He just stares and he writes down, he writes off a shot glass on your tab.
He notices that, and he's just like, "Oh shit, it's happened again." And he pulls a 20 out of his wallet, and he just says, "I'm so sorry," and just pushes it at him, and doesn't like do anything mean or disrespectful. He just drinks. So what's in that bag?
Oh my God.
So I have a letter opener. I have a first aid kit which has bandages in it. I have an old pocket watch, which is my hypnotic device. I have a dose of adrenaline, and I have 3 doses of anti-anxiety medication.
I am no longer
And
in between.
I'm wearing
any
my
of you
face
guys.
mask, so.
All right. So, how does this play out? Like, are we rolling to see who can grab shit, or is she actually gonna go in, or is Tamara still talking to her?
Tomorrow,
Well,
what
And
do you
he's
do?
Max
not
has been
going
talking
into
for like
the
5 minutes. Tomorrow's just gonna say to Annie, "They're going through your stuff."
I'm gonna push.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do you know that?
Because you've been expressing it for the past 20 minutes that you intend to go through her stuff.
Yeah. You were literally like going through her stuff while Tomorrow's sitting right
Well, no,
there.
Becky went straight into it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was allowed to. I wanna
That's not
fight.
true.
Because Becky had the bag.
Don't
No one else
do
had the bag.
Stop,
Becky had
that's
the
not
bag.
fair.
Let's go back over to Jackson really quick. Jackson, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to go out. I'll join the others in a minute here.
You got your makeup on?
Murdered.
Yes, I do.
Okay, gloves back on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Might want to take a window.
All right. Are you headed out right now?
I'm heading out right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for perception.
Hang on.
Hanging.
Here.
Is that for listening or sight? Because you might have advantage.
Sight.
Alright, he has advantage.
It was perception? Yeah.
Yep.
It's not bad.
You have advantage, so you can
Oh,
just
I
roll
do.
again. You might get something better.
Do it.
I'm probably gonna get some real fucking shitty.
20.
20, please.
That's not times 10.
Can I just keep the 14?
Okay, no, you beat it, don't worry. So as you're locking up the hotel room and you're headed down the steps, you see somebody who's just casually leaning against a wall in the direction of where your friends went. He's just up against the wall smoking a cigarette. And he has a baseball cap on.
Follow him.
Eat his children.
What?
Have his babies.
Get married.
Drink his tadpoles.
Oh my god.
What? What?
Sorry, Jackson, please go.
Yeah. I just casually walk up to the guy and ask him if he has a smoke on him.
He looks up from his cigarette and he looks straight into your face and his eyes narrow and he says, "You killed my mother. Why would I give you a cigarette?"
Holy shit.
I need you to roll for initiative, Jackson.
Roll to die.
Just
Okay.
There is
Well-
no turning back now.
Yeah, I'm gonna still stick with the initiative because I'm not gonna give hit advantage on this one. I'll just
Holy
say
shit.
Nice.
Oh.
I win.
Okay.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So as he says that, you see him put his hand into his back pocket or like reach for his back pocket. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna straight up intimidate him. I was like,
Okay. What are
don't
you
do it. Just don't fucking bother with that.
So roll for intimidation. He hears you say that, and it gives him a moment of pause.
I just give him like a dead stare. It's like I'm like really just considering it. Don't
But
you?
he's still gonna reach for his back pocket. And he pulls out a gun. And let me see. Let's see.
Jackson, don't die.
Please don't.
Oh man, he just made it. So he pulls out his gun and he aims it straight at you since you're right in front of him and he fires.
Right in the hand.
Right, yeah. Right in the hand.
It's already mangled. Just get rid of it.
But fortunately, he, just as you see this, because you had that moment of advantage where you saw him reach back and pull out the gun, he fires at you, but it just clips your ear. So it narrowly misses your head, clips your ear, taking off part of your earlobe.
Nice.
Hot.
Yeah, exactly. Another scar for the win.
Did the people in the bar hear the gunshot?
No, he's 3 blocks away right now. I mean, there's with the ambience
Well,
in
wouldn't
the
there be,
bar, you wouldn't really hear it from inside the bar.
Damn it.
Are there like police officers at
I would
the
think there would be
motel?
police nearby, wouldn't they?
No, they're not going to be sitting there watching you guys, waiting for you to do something.
They'd probably watch me. That's for damn sure.
No, they're all the donut shops.
Yeah.
They're at bar number 2. The better bar.
Yeah, it's literally got bar and then the number 2 next to it.
Electric Boogaloo.
Coffee shop. Number 1. It's your turn.
You're in a fight, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
I try to
Yeah.
rip the gun away from him.
Kick his balls.
jack
You're
him
gonna-
right off.
Rip them off.
Sorry, Jan, what was that? I was hearing people
You-
telling me to jack a guy off.
You were...
Are you surprised?
Do it. Make him come.
This is turning into a really weird porno.
Yeah.
A regular. Anyway,
So you're gonna try
Kiss
and
him on the lips.
pull
I'm
the
gonna try and
gun
rip
out
the
of his
gun out of
hand.
Yeah.
Smooch him.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check. You say smooch him?
give him a normal kiss. Kiss him on the gun hand.
Eat his ass.
It's like licks his
17.
fingertips. Roll for licking for
Okay.
fingertips.
Make him uncomfortable.
17. Oh, you have no problem as right after he shoots your earlobe off, you reach up underneath the gun and push it up out of his hand and you pull it away. And now that he doesn't have his gun, he's going to pull his hand back into a fist and try and cold cock you right across the face.
Cock.
But he misses because he's awful at this.
I'm gonna smack him at the side of the head with the gun. I'm not gonna shoot him, I'm just gonna give him a nice good smack over the head.
Go ahead and strength check, please.
Cock.
Cock indeed. Cock him with a gun.
I'm scared.
Oh.
No, I mean, you do kind of get him across the upper cheek, but it's not even enough to phase him. So he's going to reel back again and try and hit you in the temple. But, oh man, he's so bad at this. Instead, he ends up,
That's good.
Gives me time.
he ends up hitting your ear just enough to, it hurts, because it's the same ear that you got shot. But what are you gonna do?
How,
I'm gonna try and intimidate him. I'm gonna point the gun at him
Oh
and
shit.
just scream. Do you want to end up like your fucking mother?
Oh my god!
God,
Jesus.
Yeah.
so incriminating.
Roll for intimidation with an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Huh?
Please tell me he pisses
Yeah.
himself. That's my one.
He puts his hands up and he's like, "You would kill me, wouldn't you?"
You're bringing it up, buddy. I'm getting there.
Damn right, bitch.
Do yourself a favor. Go home. Not in the mood for this.
So he, looking obviously very distressed, he just looks at you and he says, "Did she suffer?"
I don't know, because I wasn't in her locked room when she died.
Who did it?
I can't tell you because I don't know. I'm sorry. I just lower the gun, try to calm the situation.
Is Dr. Barnes or whatever the mother or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Shoulder Pad.
Dr. Cougar.
He just snarls and he's like, "This ain't over, man. I'm gonna find out who did it." He turns and he walks away, disappears behind an alley. Or in an alley. But now you have his gun.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I find the nearest trash can and just drop it in.
Okay. So you drop it into a trash can, you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Now your
don't
ear
want to
is
carry that.
bleeding.
Yeah.
You know where a
But
doctor is.
But I walk to the bar anyways with my ear bleeding.
As you walk in, you can immediately see everybody right in front of the bar. Max looks like he's had a few, so does Camden. Annie is like coming down from a severe panic attack, and she's like still hyperventilating a bit and sweaty. And Tamara's like trying to calm her down while Becky's going through a bag. And as you all turn and look, you see Jackson walk in, and he has like blood streaming down the side of his neck and into his clothes.
Jackson!
What?
Why did you stop
You
with the
missed
fucking
the
Burger King?
greatest thing
Come
ever.
straight
You
here.
guys should have stayed with me.
Jackson Pepper, oh my god.
I just like try to wipe the blood away just to show the fucking damage on my ear. Look what happened, huh?
Ew.
Doctor Lady, Dr. Atkins.
Dr. Atkins.
Something's wrong
Annie
with his
sort of-
ear.
Annie sort of, when he walks in, looks up at the door, but sort of glazed eye, and slowly she blinks her eyes into focus, snaps into action. She stands up slightly unsteadily before going to wrench her bag off of Becky. Is Becky and... Yeah, it's Becky the one that I gave it to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I would like to take my bag forcibly back from Becky.
Are you gonna give it back to her, Becky?
She can have it.
Did you take anything from the bag?
What did Camden want? Pills? I'll take the pills.
Okay, you
That's
take,
what I want.
You take
Do
all
you
the
take
pills.
all of my pills or just some of my pills?
Well, we're gonna have to fight over it or roll over it or something, because that's what I was going
I'm
for.
gonna. I'll take like half.
No, I'm taking everything. Like, we have to roll for it or something, because I'm trying to take everything.
Okay, how do you want to do this? Do you want to strong arm it? Do you want to persuade her? What are you doing?
Smash her over the head with a shot glass.
Are you sleight of handing it?
Yeah, are you like... What are you doing?
Well, I mean, they had the bag for like 5 minutes.
It depends
I
if
assume
she...
we were trying to
she
go
had it
for
first.
trying to
Like, I
grab
mean, I'm assuming that she was able to get to it first because she's the one
Yeah,
that was
she
holding
took
the
it
bag.
out of the bag, but you want it from Becky, right? So how do you try to get that from her?
So I'm just gonna try to persuade.
Okay, roll for
And be
persuasion.
like,
Okay, but like I was gonna give it to him anyways.
Oh, you're just gonna give it to him, all of it?
Oh, alright.
God,
okay,
the one
well,
time I tried to be nice.
Oh, Becky.
I'll take it.
She
No,
keeps-
I'm
will
not
divvy
giving
these
it to you.
up.
Fuck you.
I'll divvy them up.
Oh, now you're gonna divvy them up. Okay.
Well, no, I say that. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but that's what my character's saying.
Okay. Anyway, so Jackson's over here bleeding, and Annie,
Yes.
Annie just realizes
I,
that her bag is missing some pills.
Wait,
She
she
sort of-
notices?
Do I notice?
Go ahead and roll for perception if you don't notice immediately.
Yeah, I got a 7. Probably
Oh.
not.
Okay, so no.
Yes.
I mean, you don't feel like you have a reason to look into the bag, and plus there's some other stuff going down right now, like Jackson's bleeding out of his ear.
Annie's more sort of reefing around in the backpack looking for her first aid kit
Uh-huh.
as she's like following behind, like Jackson trying to get him to sit down. He's-
I just sit
and
there.
she's
She's
like reefing, trying to pull off one of her gloves because it touched the door of the bathroom, and it's super unsanitary.
You're traumatized deep down inside.
I just sit in the corner of the room. I got a nice table in the darkness. All right, Doc, you gonna catch me up?
Once you sit down, she sort of, with her gloved hand, grabs the side of your head,
Ah,
pulls it so that the ear is in full view, before attempting to wrap it up in a bandage.
Very good. So she kind of cleans it up and wraps it. And the wound is pretty clean, like it just seared at your ear straight off, but now that the blood's cleaned up, it looks a bit better and it's wrapped now, so it's stopped bleeding.
I hear some ringing in his ear. Is that normal?
Annie sort of taps your ear very slightly, and she goes, "I believe that you're in shock. You'll be okay."
Well, I was
As she,
shot.
like-
I was shot in the ear, so I would think yes.
It's just stuttering through it, still slightly shaking. It will probably go away. Tell me if it doesn't in a couple of hours.
Are you okay yourself? You seem a little.
This place is not sanitary. I would not go to the bathroom or eat. No. I would be worried about what you would catch. There are puddles. I don't know what the puddles are. I do not want to know what the puddles are.
So what you're saying is we should probably get out of here and maybe go to a coffee shop, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone should leave.
Okay. So we're gonna take a quick break, maybe 5 to 8 minute break, so everybody can get some refreshments and go to the bathroom, wash their hands after what just happened. And then we'll be back here in about 5
kick
or
ass.
so minutes. We'll-
That
Okay.
sounds like a good plan.
All right, let's go take a
Yeah.
break. Everybody get their dogs out, etc.
All right.
Who let the dogs out? The responsible adult.
Who?
I'll be back. Bye.
Alright.
Total.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
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 We're just waiting for Richie to get back downstairs and then Myrtle to come back.
Sounds like
Myrtle's here. Hello.
hello.
I went to make a tea.
Come here.
Ooh, tea.
Come here.
That's what I should have got
Hey.
instead of bourbon.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Feast
Aw.
miss.
I'm a good boy.
Beastimus?
Yeah, that's my
I
dog.
love
That's
little
awesome.
boys,
Aw, especially if they're dogs.
especially priests.
What?
My dog might be a priest. Feast miss, are you a priest?
Morph? Yep.
Bork, bork.
He's doing a boof. He's doing a boof. He's a boofing and a buffing.
He's a sweet boy.
He's just laying there looking at me like I have 3 heads.
That's because he doesn't know you've had 3 beers and an unlimited amount of milk.
So the dog is looking at you like you have 3 heads?
Yeah, he's just giving me the side eye. He's using one of his toys as a pillow.
A sweet boy indeed.
Now he's looking at me like he doesn't even know me.
So where we left off, Jackson was getting his ear mended. Becky had just given the pills she had stolen from Dr. Annie Maddox to Camden. Max is still blitzed. Tamara is, I guess, standing and watching all this occur. Jackson, you want to explain how your ear got that way?
So, turns out Dr. Shoulder Pads had a kid, and he shot me.
Someone was desperate enough to have sex with her.
I know,
Mac-
right?
Max perks up his
I
like.
can't-
Oh,
I know, but he was just chilling outside of our hotel, and he just pulled a gun on me.
I totally thought Miller would be the only
I
dick
kicked
she
his
ever
ass,
sucked.
though, so about that.
Max perks up immediately. Somebody outside of our hotel?
Yeah.
Was it somebody wearing a baseball cap?
Yes, he did have a baseball cap.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, don't ask him for a smoke. He's gonna get pissed off with you. He'll probably shoot you in the ear, too.
Was that the guy you saw?
Max is on his feet.
No, he ran for it, so don't worry. My fucking ears ring, and I hate that. And this bar is fucking disgusting. I don't know why you guys came here.
And he sort of just like hurriedly nods.
Max looks hurt. He's like, how dare you?
The floor is sticky. God knows what died in here.
The beer glasses are wet. 1, fuck your dad. What's wrong with you? But 2, who's paying?
You are.
Look, I'm looking
Camden.
directly. I'm looking at Camden. Your credit card's down. Are
Card
you
is already out.
down?
We're good. We're good. But can we fix up Camden?
I
I
agree.
mean, can we fix up Jackson? Can we fix me up? No, you-
I look at that and I'm just like, Camden's pretty fixed as he is, isn't he? And Max slides him another
Fuck,
beer.
this is my fault.
All right, so we're going to pay our tab and make sure our buddy's okay.
Okay.
I
So
might,
you
go
pay
to
off your tab, and the bartender is more than happy to see you guys are leaving. At this point, it's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I nudge Camden like, did you give him a good tip? Was the tip good?
100 G's.
Oh my god.
You gave him $100,000?
Oh, it's 100. It's 100.
Oh, I don't know how many G's, but I got you.
I can tell he's wasted, so I'm just kind of fucking with.
Max is wasted. Oh my god, you're just a king among men. That's why Travis worships you like a god.
They've got a car. They're gonna be bringing him a Porsche in the back alley later on.
Oh, fuck a Porsche, I just wanted to a Corolla. Okay, that's fine, let's go.
All right, buddy, let's go.
I'm stumbling out towards the door.
Okay, so you stagger out the doorway. into the light and the sun just blinds your eyes, and all of the sudden you feel this sharp pain and a sensation of losing your balance because somebody just punched you in the side of the head for 1 point of damage.
Cut! I learned that from my British friend. All right, I got to make sure I write that down. 1 point of damage. Gotcha. And I did. My character absolutely yelled "cunt."
What is everybody
All
else
right, I got
doing? You all hear
well.
Max scream, "God!" as he leaves the door. As he leaves the bar.
Tomorrow's gonna run outside immediately to try to see what's going on.
I just slowly walk towards the door, my hand on my ear, just trying to stop the
Follow
ringing.
behind.
Okay.
We love that for you.
Tamara leading the way. as
Annie
soon-
is trying to.
Go ahead. Okay. So Tamara leading the way, she follows up behind Max to see what happened, and as soon as you leave the bar, you see a man leaping out from the side of the doorway to tackle Max. Where did my D20 drop? Hey Siri, roll a D20.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
So, what's your AC? Yeah, no. 16, he definitely tackles you down to the ground, Max, especially since you're disoriented. And
Double cut.
he's wrapping his arms around you, so he has you tackled down on the ground.
He's hugging me.
And Tamara, you see this as you leave the bar.
Tamara, help! Fucking, he likes me a lot.
Are they laying on the ground? Like, is he tackled them on the ground?
Yes.
I'm almost having his children. Please help.
Tamara is going to reflexively try and kick the guy who's grappling max power. She's gonna try and kick him in the face.
Ooh, yes.
Roll something
Go
good.
ahead and roll for strength.
Alright. Alright, that's a -1. That's gonna be a 13.
Oh, you absolutely do kick him. Go ahead and roll your hit die for... Yeah, it's a d6 for damage. You
Alright.
just hit him.
That's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kicking him in the stomach or the ribs or...
Well, I was trying to, like, kick him in the face.
Oh, face? Okay. Yeah, so you knee him in the face and right away his nose just bursts with blood and he starts bleeding. And he rolls off of Max. So he's like, oh, or holding his nose. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh shit. All right. Do
Can I
20 go.
whisper anything to that guy?
Do I need to roll 2?
Yes.
Alright.
Can I say anything to him before we get into this?
Sure. What do you want to say?
I forgot earlier the time period, so now I'll say, AOL keyword, broken bottle bastards.
What?
Because earlier I said
AOL,
Facebook,
yeah.
and like
Oh.
there is no Facebook
Oh.
back then. So.
Hang on. We're rolling for initiative, so that's 17 plus 3, so I have a 20.
20.
I have a 7.
I'm gonna let you go before him because he also rolled a 7. For 7.
I got a 19.
Okay, I got you.
Becky, you got like a 12?
Yes, I got like literally a 12.
Like a 12, but like literally.
Like literally like literally like a 12. Like it's
Like
like
a-
basically a 12.
Nah, I got you, kid.
It's like a 12, but basically a 12.
Jackson.
Like literally.
Oh, you're rolling.
So it's a 12 then.
Literally,
Oh.
like literally.
Oh, 9. That's fine.
Nuevo.
Plus initiative.
Initiative is to be 10 plus your dex.
Yeah,
No,
so
yeah.
I rolled a 17, but I have 20 with my my initiative modifier.
Okay.
So that means Jackson rolled a 12,
Okay.
or whatever his dex is.
My dex is 2. What?
No.
What? You've completely lost me.
Well, we're rolling for initiative, so it's whatever you rolled plus your initiative modifier. I don't know what your modifier is.
It's a 2.
Okay, so you have an 11.
Okay.
Okay. And then Annie, Dr. Annie.
So I rolled a 7 and I have a -2. So
Okay.
Ooh.
That's fine.
I'm on a whopping 5.
Okay.
So how many people are we facing?
Well.
20.
That's good.
That's a lot of dice dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fuck it. It's gonna be a brawl.
Mob Psycho 100.
So as he rolls over and he screams, clutching his nose, "Arr!" You see 3 other guys coming from around the side of the building. With one has a bat in his hand, one has a gun, and the other one doesn't have anything. He just looks angry and he has his fists. So they come around the
The
side of the
ultimate
building. Yeah. And Tamara, you already went, so it's gonna be guy number 1's turn. He has the bat and he steps over Dr. Barnes' son and immediately goes for Max. And he does hit.
Fuck.
For 2 points of damage. So he swings down over his head and just clips your shoulder, Max.
Ow! Piece of shit! What? You owe me a beer.
Camden, you're
At
next.
least one.
All right. Put your dukes up. Put your dukes up. I'm like putting my fists up in the air, and I'm gonna swing at the guy that went after Jackson.
Okay. Well,
Do I roll a
nobody's-
20?
Okay, so you're taking the sun. Yeah, go ahead and roll your d20. Are you gonna punch him?
Trying to punch, yeah.
Okay, so plus your strength.
All right.
And you're going after the sun. Okay.
Natural 20.
Whoa. Okay, go ahead and
yes.
roll your
Ooh.
damage. It's your d6.
Oh, I don't have that die.
How dare you?
See,
Failure.
I'll admit, I wasn't planning on doing combat this session.
Yeah, I'm
But-
surprised. I was thinking like, hey,
This
do I even
shit
have all the die that I
happens.
need? So I'm coming back upstairs.
We're gonna get gangbanged.
This
We'll
is
just do it.
important. Oh. Here.
Why don't you just roll it there, since you can clearly see it?
No, he has to roll it.
Ooh, I got a 2 and I'm not even going. So cool.
God damn it, hey.
He's gonna go back downstairs and roll it.
The die is in hand.
Nice.
Back downstairs and roll. Hang on, getting there. Getting there.
I believe in you.
All right, roll on the d6. And that is 2.
And double it, so 4.
I told the truth.
Becky
I
the
saw
prophet.
the future. Holy Mother of God. Literally.
Yeah, he must have ESPN.
Or something.
So guy 2, he pulls out his gun and sees Camden trying to, and doing some good damage. So what did you do? You like punched him in the side of the head?
I actually want to punch him under the chin.
Under the chin. Okay, so you
Like an uppercut.
uppercut him, but you stop short, and you think that deliverance would transfer energy, and it does. It knocks his head back, but that's as far as it really gets. So guy 2 comes up and he pulls out his gun and he aims straight for Camden. He fires off a round. But it just misses right over your head. But it does make a lot of noise, and the bartender is now alerted.
Jesus fuck.
I know. Becky, it's your turn.
Can I like try to like persuade them or be like, hey, like, you don't want to throw your life away to like hurt us because we like didn't do it.
Okay, roll for persuasion.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Oh, where is it? Ah! 12 plus 5. What's that? I don't know how to math.
17. Oh, yeah, you make
Oh my
it. So
God,
who are you yelling at specifically?
The guy with the gun, because he'll probably
Okay.
kill someone.
Yeah, he hears you say that, and it's like a snap back to reality. And he realizes that, like, people are around the area, and it's in broad daylight, and he just fired off a gun. And even in the heat of the moment, he grabs his gun and turns and he just runs. He runs and he disappears.
Nice.
I love that.
Jackson, it's your turn.
Nice job, Becky.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm still in the bar, so I'm gonna like just kind of stay there and stay out of the situation.
Jackson,
I've already
your
dealt
turn.
with this guy before. I'm gonna stay in the bar and not get in a fight.
It's a good thing Hunter isn't here. He hates guns.
That's a fact.
So, the son kind of like still clutching his nose, and he was just punched. He tries to like gather himself back together, and he shakes his head really quickly, and he looks over at Max, and he realizes that he actually works for Max's company in a way,
Oh right.
being in construction and bringing in the steel that Max sells. He looks at him and he's like, "You," and he tries to sweep Max's leg because he's on the ground.
You Karate Kid son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, he does it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Can't shoot a gun, but he can sweep
He
a leg.
swings his leg out and knocks Max down to the ground beside him. Max, it's your turn.
Ow! Alright, so I look up at him and I'm like, Alright, do I know that he works with me indirectly?
You know, there's a lot of people that you see every now and then coming through working there, and it is a high turnover place. You go ahead and roll an insight check.
Alright. Oh. Hold on. Don't worry. It's only
I got 20.
it's a 6.
It's a 6. Oh.
Yeah.
No, you try and remember him. You don't. You really don't. You have no
Alright.
idea who he is.
So with Max is definitely drunk at this point. He's lost business time, but he gains +5 to attack and damage. So alright, Max, in the clearest thought that he can think is, we can't hurt anybody, we're gonna get in trouble. So I'm gonna try to get to my feet and grapple him and hold him. Like, I don't want to do any damage. I just want him to stop moving.
Okay. You spend half a movement just standing up. Go ahead and roll for strength to keep him down on the ground.
Oh, communism.
No, not communism.
I don't have a choice. That's Max's only swear word. 9.
No.
Wait, no. Hold on. It's 9 plus. It's plus 5 because of my power, which I
Okay.
forgot completely because literal Adrian is a tipsy.
Yes. You just made it. You were just trying to
Plus
hold him
5.
down on the ground?
14. I'm holding him up, standing up.
Okay, so you're
Like,
like
I
pulling
want
him
him
up?
standing. Yeah, I don't want him hurt, threatened. I want him like immobile.
Okay, so you like pull him up off the ground, you hold him so he can't move. And he's
Dude,
like
stop
squirming.
Stop it! We're in a lot of trouble, but we're not fucking murderers. There's some strain involved.
Dr. Annie Maddox, it's your turn.
So Annie was inside trying to get very clear spirits. So I would assume that as the gunshot went off, would rush outside.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to do anything else other than rush outside?
Yeah, that would be your movement, so you still have an action. So you can attack somebody,
Good.
or you can do anything else significant that doesn't require a lot of movement.
I'd like to use my diagnose skill
Okay.
on any of the guys that are still there.
Ooh, do you have a... Okay, so there's 2 guys still there.
Which one?
Actually, there's 3
is
guys. Sorry,
like,
there's 3 guys. One has a bat.
Yep.
The son who is in Max's arms, and then you have another guy who has his fists out and he's raring to fight.
I would like to use diagnose on the guy with the bat.
Okay. So as you're looking at the guy with the bat, you notice that he has like a facial tattoo and he has this angry look in his eye, and obviously he's the kind of person who lets his anger get to him first and becomes really irrational and enraged very easily. So you could probably say that with this type of personality that sometimes you just gotta snap them out of it and they will calm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's your action, and
Yeah.
the next guy is the man with the fists, and he sees Max grabbing for Dr. Barnes' son, and he's like, no! And he's gonna try and take a swing, and just as that happens, I'm saying that Max probably sees him and twists and turns away just in time to miss getting hit in the face. Now we're going back to the top of the round with Tamara.
Top of the round to you.
And the rest of the round to yourself. So you said there was Max's, Dr. Barnes' son, which is the one Max is grappling,
Yes,
and then there's a guy with a bat and one guy with no weapon.
correct.
Which one was the one that I kicked in the face?
That would be the son, who's now subdued
Alright.
by Max.
Do any of the other 2 guys have, like, their attention on anything else?
Nope, they're both looking at Max because they see their good friend who had recruited them being held.
Alright, I have a really silly request. I'd like to... I don't think this is gonna work, but I'd like to... Could I, like, sneak up behind one of them while they're distracted and potentially perform another action on them?
You do have wallflower, but I think that would be your entire action, just trying to sneak up behind. I'm going to say that's your movement. I'll let you... I will be weird and let you use Wallflower as your movement to stealth up behind them. And then I'll let you do an action.
Okay, the guy who, I'm gonna go towards the guy who isn't holding a weapon, and I want to try to, like, crouch down and tie his shoelaces together.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes.
Can I do that? Can I please do that?
Yeah, I'm still going to make you roll for stealth. For that Wallflower. Plus 10, because you have Wallflower.
That's plus 10, plus 3, plus 2, so that's automatically a 15.
It's a 15 total?
Well, I didn't roll yet, but that's automatically a 15.
Oh, okay, I mean, yeah, you have no problem. You, like, practically ninja up behind the guy, and you deftly, like, do this really swift knot that is tight, and it's so fast that it's just like, that's it. And he has no idea, because he's about to reach back and punch Max again. Okay, but guy, that's the end of your turn. Guy number 1 with the bat. He comes in, and this time he's actually turning towards Camden. But he doesn't. He makes a swing, and Camden just like, poof, like right underneath it. Camden, it is your turn.
American baseball. So strike, mate. I'm not Australian, but whatever. All right, so the guy that just
Bat guy just swung at you.
yeah. Can I do any kind of reactionary thing for him swinging at me, or is this like a whole new?
Well, it's your turn, so what are you planning on
Okay,
doing?
so like after he swings at me, I want to try to grab the bat, like after he swings.
Go ahead and do a strength check,
Okay.
because you're grappling the bat.
That is 11 on the die. It's 1.
Not quite. So as you grab the bat, it hits you in the hand and you clutch it, but he's not letting go. So you're kind of stuck holding on to the bat right now. Next up is Becky.
Hi.
Hi.
Flirt with them.
Hi. I'm gonna go back inside the bar and like try to call the police on the phone.
Oh, okay. So you
Holy
use your
shit.
movement to run back into the bar, and there is a phone there on the wall just over the bar, and you grab it and you immediately start dialing 911. Is anything specific you wanted to tell the police while this is happening?
911, we're at the bar, spelled B-A-R, literal called bar, and we're getting like beat up by a bunch of men.
An extra large pizza.
This is Jeremy.
This is Jeremy.
And by the way, this is a man calling. No women are here. It's just actually there is one woman. She's about to be like raped and murdered, so you should probably like save her before she like dies.
White woman. 911. White woman in trouble.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
there's also there is only black men attacking this one white woman. You should get over here
No.
right this instant
Oh,
before she
no.
like dies.
I'm getting banned.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackson, what are you doing? It's your turn.
I'm just gonna pace around and just wait for this call to 911 end, so I can just like, I'm just trying to chill out and not go out there and cause more
Okay.
trouble.
All right, so
Like,
Dr.
fucking
Barnes' son
idiots.
is going to try and break that grapple that Max has him in.
No, this is a hug of love.
Nope, he does not succeed. His blood is just like flowing out of his nose, and he's like trying to rest his shoulders back and forth, and you're like, no. Your turn, Max.
No.
Would you like to try
No.
and maintain that hold, or what are you doing?
I would like to talk some sense into the man, because I don't know who this is. Nobody's explained who he is to Max. Like, it's just a guy who wants to start a fight. But like Max in even in his inebriation, it's like this is not the point. So I would like to try to persuade him to calm down.
Go ahead
like
and roll
at-
for persuasion.
Come on, salesmanship.
You need to beat a 13.
You know how I was saying what I was saying about the dice earlier?
Yeah.
I think I just rolled my nat.
Did you roll a nat 20?
A nat 20 plus 3.
Oh my god. Okay. What are you saying to him?
What I'm saying is, look, we're in court for something we didn't do. This isn't anything that we want. We haven't hurt anybody any worse than a bloody nose. Just, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, and we're not gonna fight about this. We're just gonna talk, okay? Nobody's got any weapons. Nobody's got any beef with you. I'm letting you go, and I'm just looking him into his bloody nose ass eyes and just releasing.
So you let him go, and he's just like, he's like hyperventilating and wiping away the blood from his nose. And as he hears you talking to him, you can see his eyes just like well up with tears. And he looks at you and he's like, "You killed my mother."
I put my hands on his shoulders immediately and say, I've never been more distraught than when I saw that sight. Let's go talk about this inside of that fucking bar.
So he just like nods his head, and the other two guys kind of like put down their fists and their weapons, and they look at him for reassurance, and he just kind of nods and tells them to fuck off a little bit. So they just turn and they leave in the same direction as the other guy ran off. And you guys.
One guy
head
trips
inside
because
the
his shoes are tied together.
Oh yeah, that's right. His shoes are tied together, so as soon as he turns to go to leave, he immediately falls on his face, and he's like, "Oh!" And he like looks down at his feet, like really confused, and he sits there trying to.
Tamara slinks back into the bar before he notices her.
Yeah. He tries to untie his shoelaces, and he spends a good like 10 minutes trying to untie it. But as you guys head into the bar, off in the distance you hear sirens.
Y'all hoes.
Here comes
So-
the party.
So we're
Police sirens. It's like a party bus. Woo!
The siren is broke.
I don't have the chirp anymore. Yeah.
It's the Six Flags theme song.
So like while we're hearing that, we're back in the bar, and it's a slow drawl back in there. All right. So
Do I need to start another tab?
yeah, pull your credit card back out. I'll get you on the next month when I can make money again. Don't worry. I heard that Becky makes $10 a day. That's like a half a drink. A half a bottle? I don't know what prices are in 1998, but we're back in the bar, and we're trying to talk to the son.
The bartender looks wary of letting you back inside the bar. But he saw Becky call 911, so he's just lying low, and he's gonna do whatever you want him to. the son, he's just crumpled in the seat, just staring at the counter, and you can see teardrops just sliding down into his chin and dropping into his lap.
Becky, get over here. Give him one of those awkward one-armed hugs and tell him it's gonna be all right.
No.
Oh, fine. Fuck it. Camden, get over here and give him one of those.
I just
Tell him it's
wave
gonna
my
be
hand
alright.
and I just like silence everyone as I walk up and sit next to the guy.
Oh.
What the fuck did I say, buddy? I told you to lay off.
Wait, you know this guy?
Yeah, he's the guy who shot me in the ear.
But you're still gonna put an arm around him and tell him it's gonna be okay?
No, I'm gonna tell him he shouldn't be an asshole and maybe
Well-
think next time.
That's fair.
It's my mother, man. I don't.
So,
I've
can
just
I
been watching the
describe?
news. I saw what happened. I saw how they said that you guys killed her and that nice man that worked
Yeah,
with
and
her.
what? With what proof exactly do they have?
You were there.
we got
You were
no-
seen leaving the scene, and the cabin burned down.
I put a
She
hand on.
invited us.
I put a hand on Jackson's shoulder and it's like, it's okay, man. It's okay. He's hurt. Let's recount the tale without the elves.
Yeah, because we all sound like a bunch of fucking.
We sound like
idiots.
fucking crazy people because we already scared Annie, and it's just like, all right, so we came upstairs, we didn't know what was going on.
The
and
doors
when
were locked. We busted them down. They were dead.
Can I order
Next.
him a drink while they're explaining that to him?
Yeah. So you order him a drink, and he downs the
I wanna
whole
put- I
thing
wanna-
super fast.
Well, I was
Oh.
gonna say I was gonna put the pills in the drink.
All of them?
Oh, you.
Oh my
All
god,
of
no,
them?
please no.
You fucker.
There's three of them, right?
I
Yeah.
can't tell you what to do. You gotta
Yeah, I
do what
was
you
gonna
gotta
put
do.
three of them in there.
Okay.
But I don't know if I like up to DM and how I do this.
Go ahead and do a sleight of hand to see if the bartender doesn't see you doing that.
15 on the die plus 1.
Okay, so the bartender turned his back, didn't see it happen, and you just kind of like crush up the pills, or they're actually like, they're in capsules, so you'd kind of like pull apart the capsules and pour the powder in there in the drink. And you pass it over to him, and he downs it in one shot, and he's just like, really.
Take him.
So
Really
while he's drinking, we're giving an explanation. It's like, look, guy, we were shocked. We thought Dr. Barnes was a cool lady. We didn't want to scare her with how crazy we were to begin with. Jackson was the most polite he's ever been. Becky was just the normalest hoe, and Tamara didn't even say a word. She was just being nice. And then we came up and we found her dead. We don't even know what did it. It just happened. So if you can take that with a clear and completely conscious, undrunk mind, that'd be great.
I don't understand, man. She went there and she never came home.
But it wasn't just her. Max died. Another Max, and I'm a Max, and you know how much that hurt? I wouldn't kill another Max. That's fucked up. Have you ever met what's your name? What's your name? Dr. Barneson? What's your legal name?
Barneson.
You're not gonna believe it.
The Barnes and Barnes.
Is your name Max?
Your name is Max. I'm gonna cry in my eyes.
It's Max.
Oh my fucking god!
There we-
Max can't handle this. I can't take it.
I get up from the chair and I just walk away. And, like I let them like converge into a hug.
I hug Max. I hug another Max as hard as I possibly can. This is not something that I would do. This is not something they would do. They want to get better, and we don't even know what hurt her. So let's just be nice. It could be just nice to be nice.
He starts crying even harder, and he's like heaving as he sobs. He's like,
I'm crying into his arms as he cries into real.
I just want to know what happened to her. How did she get all those cuts?
Can we tell you and you won't judge it? Jackson, tell him.
I
Tell
didn't
him
stab
exactly.
my mother.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I said tell him what happened. Tell him exactly what happened.
We were downstairs in the foyer next to the fireplace. Some shit went down. I hurt my hand. We decided to go up and tell Dr. Barnes what happened. Their door was locked. We busted down the door, and she was dead before we even got in the door.
But what did we find? You know what we found. Nobody's believed us. No one. No one.
No one.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe us, but we want justice as much as you.
I mean,
The
we
only
found her
felon
dead.
Here is Jack.
That's about it. That's about as much as it gets there. She was dead before we were in the room.
Dead body.
Excuse me?
Well, you saw how he was ogling her like bosoms.
What?
I'm a married man.
No, not you, Miller.
Oh, Miller. No, Miller did. Miller was into that.
Yeah, he probably totally
Wait,
fondled her.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
wait, hold on.
Son of a
body.
bitch. I'm gonna
I
kill him.
don't believe anything she
Yeah,
said.
Wait, no, hold on.
Tamara's gonna kick a Becky's knee under the table.
Ow. Becky's gonna fucking launch at Tamara.
Well, how does she know it was me under the table?
Well, who else is gonna hit me?
She's just gonna do it. Like this.
Yeah,
Are you gonna attack her?
Fucking
Byron
die.
Brawl?
Don't
Are
start
we gonna
fighting.
fight each other tomorrow?
We're gonna fight now, bitch.
No, I'm just gonna throw a drink in her face because I'm a classy lady.
Okay,
Jesus.
Becky throws a drink in Tamara's face. Tamara, what are you gonna do?
Tamara's just gonna blink, just kind of a complacent stare, and that's all she's gonna do. She's just gonna return with just like a glassy-eyed stare.
Good girl.
Ew.
Coming closer,
Alright,
you hear?
She's gonna slowly wipe away the drink from her face.
All right. While we hear that, it's like, all right, guys, that I guarantee you that's for us, Jackson. Let's just make it clear: you didn't do anything in this fight. You just sat in there and bled. Annie, you've been treating Jackson's wounds. You haven't tried to fight anybody. You're not
No.
involved in this. So we're gonna step outside, and we're gonna step outside with another Max, and two Maxes we can take care of this.
Oh my god.
My Max starts crying again for no reason.
So
He's just walking outside.
Max Barnes stands to follow the other Max outside. And he immediately collapses to the ground and starts having convulsions.
Oh no.
Oh no. And he rushes and drops down. Oh god. Drops down beside him. Do I see it, or did they get outside first?
I mean, no, he's in the, he's halfway to the door when he just drops and starts convulsing.
She drops and tries to diagnose him.
Okay, go ahead and...
Let him die.
Let's see, are you going to use... Are you going to use diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's really just mental or physical weakness. Go ahead and just roll your medicine skill.
Okay. So I got a 12 plus 3, so 15.
Oh yeah. So as you're seeing him convulsing, you can tell this is obviously a reaction to something, not so much like a condition that he might have had. It's like he's poisoned or something.
He was drugged.
He's foaming at the
Oh,
mouth,
shit.
and his eyes are like pins.
I yell at anyone who listens, and he yells at them to help her because she's tiny, to roll him into recovery position.
I will happily,
Like,
because I'm
tired.
already out there with
Over,
him.
Like, okay, what do we?
Because, I'm like a born again Christian. Or like, whatever. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That thee kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass
What the
against us.
fuck are you
Lead us
saying?
not
Oh
into
my
temptation, but deliver us
Annie,
from
Holy
evil.
crap, that's so
Just
fast.
looks at you,
She's saying,
mumbling away, and goes, "Will you shut up and call an ambulance?
I'm just praying for his life, my
Call
God.
an ambulance!"
just as she screams that, you can hear the police cars arrive outside.
I'm helping
Stop.
Max Barnes into a position where he's not going to choke on his own goddamn tongue.
Okay, so you're helping Annie to
I'm gonna
roll
call
him
the
into that
ambulance
position.
now.
Yes.
And he's still convulsing, he's foaming at the mouth, he's like, and then he goes a little bit still, and you notice he's not breathing. And just at that moment, the police enter the bar, and they see the commotion on the ground. They look really confused, and one of the officers goes, "Oh, we need an ambulance over a bar."
Can I try? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I see. Is that another
um,
medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead and do another medicine check for that. Although I feel like you do.
17.
Oh yeah, you have no problem. You tilt his head back. But you know that you don't really need to give him mouth to mouth, especially since he's like foaming at the mouth. So
Yeah.
you go ahead and start doing chest compressions. And as you're doing chest compressions, like more foam is like coming out of his mouth, and the police assist you. They run back to their car to fetch some medical supplies, and they come back in with a mouth ventilator, and they start administering oxygen as you're doing chest compressions. And you're all witnessing this happening all at once. This chaos.
Tomorrow's gonna tie Becky's shoes together.
I'm outside
Jokes
just
on you, they're loafers and they are have
I'm just
noises.
I'm just observing. I'm making sure that everybody can breathe. I'm not doing anything.
Are you really
I just
going
wanna
to?
say
Well,
to-
if she's wearing loafers, then she doesn't have shoelaces.
They're heeled loafers, just so you know. Because, like, we only wear heels in this house.
Okay.
Alright. Tomorrow's gonna throw a drink on Becky.
Excuse me, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, Becky?
Wait, what did this bitch do? I didn't hear her.
She
you just
threw
got a drink
on
thrown up
you.
in your face.
Well, you weren't looking. Yes.
She needs to go to the electric chair. I need someone. The police need to do something about her. Okay, I'm just gonna say, white lady under attack right now.
Oh my god. So actually, one of the police officers, there's only two, does look up and notice that they're starting to form a fight there in the side there. So he gets up and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Officer, please help! She's gonna kill me. She has like some weird bloodlust for my like period or whatever. Please get rid of this lesbo.
Are you the one that called?
Yeah, I am. There was
I
a
thought
fight outside, and then they stopped, and it was really weird.
He looks at Tamara and he's like,
She
"Come
was using
here,
a man's
you.
voice when she called.
Come here."
Well, Becky, didn't you also try to intimidate a male voice? Isn't that a bit deceptive for you?
I don't remember that. That could have been
If you-
Tamara or Tomato, or maybe it's you,
If you-
Jackson.
If she was using a male voice when she called, they wouldn't recognize her voice now.
Well, they don't
This
know
is true.
really who called. They're just. That's why they have to ask. Are you the one that called?
I was
This
once
is-
called, and this lady attacked me, and there was people outside attacking like us, and like they were crazy, and one had a gun.
Are they still here? You're looking around
I
the
think
bar.
they ran away when I called the police.
So he steps aside and he starts talking to his radio. And he heads outside. He's like, I'm gonna go check the alleyway for them. And he goes out and he starts looking up and down the alleyways to see if they are still in the area. And he calls for more backup to check. While the other police officer is helping Annie, trying to resuscitate Max Barnes, who is still foaming at the mouth and trying to gasp for breath.
So Max Barr sees all the commotion and he's pretty drunk. He sees that Annie is completely in control. The cops are already on their way, so he stands up and he's I just want to talk to I want to talk to one police officer.
Okay.
Officer.
So
There-
as
there's-
you're just
Go
gonna
ahead.
head outside then, because that's where most of them are now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head outside, and there's at least 3 additional squad cars out there, and they're kind of gathered together, trying to collect information, like where was he? What was going on?
All right. So my hands are up like there's no threat. Officer, there was a misunderstanding. There was a kerfuffle, but it wasn't a kerfuffle that ended in anything serious. The cops were called because it looked like it could have gotten serious, but there was nothing serious. There wasn't anybody even really hurt. There's a guy in there that lost part of his earlobe, but even he's not complaining. He's
He lo-
fine. He
He's-
didn't hurt
he's pretty
nobody.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. He lost part of his earlobe.
He lost it in the garbage. I don't know where.
He
Did-
lost.
Garbage.
But
Sorry.
honestly, he just walked into the bar like that. He didn't start any fight, and he didn't punch nobody.
Are you sober, or have you been drinking?
The short answer to that question is no. The long answer is I'm honest to police officers because we're already in trouble, allegedly.
Jesus
But
Christ.
we're also we just wanted to go outside and have a drink. Is that against the law?
If you're
is-
disturbing the public,
No,
That
officer.
is
We
against
didn't
the law.
disturb the public. The public disturbed us, and we don't want to press any charges. Is that okay?
Well, I don't see a fight here, boys. We were called here for a fight, and the men. Can you describe what the men looked like?
The guys that started the fight, they ran off. So it's
White guy with like a facial tattoo or whatever. He was kind of scary looking, probably like a literal rapist.
that hoe is really correct.
No.
But
That hoe.
Nipple
officer,
view.
so as I'm doing, officer, and I go to shake his hand. I'm like, officer, is your pistol a Beretta 9mm? Because that's an aluminum slide, and honestly, aluminum's gonna jam up if you don't keep it maintained. So you're gonna want to switch it for an M1911 that has a steel slide and a steel frame, because that'll last over time.
Roll for
Max power.
persuasion. Roll for persuasion.
Oh shit in my mouth, Christ! Yes. Hold on.
Hit a 20.
20 plus 3,
Oh
baby.
my god.
Run,
I'm gonna leave right now and buy that gun now.
So while you're saying that to him, he looks down at his gun and he looks up at you and he's like, He knows
You're
what's
absolutely
going
right.
Just remember that an M1911 with a steel frame will last longer and with less maintenance. That's what you have to remember.
I appreciate appreciate that. I really do.
I'm not just
I'm just
here
looking
to
at him in
serve.
like complete shock. Like, how the hell did you pull that off?
I look over
Tomorrow.
at Jackson and I wink with both eyes.
Tamara's gonna look straight at Max and give him a thumbs up.
I'm gonna
You
pull Tamara
wink
aside
with both eyes.
for a second.
So basically, you just blink at him.
Holy shit. Oh,
Oh
that's
my
all the luck I
god.
had for 2 campaigns.
So Becky was trying to do something.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull you aside. I'm gonna pull you aside and talk to you. Tamara.
Tomorrow.
Tomato. Anyway, I'm
Tamale
gonna pull you
tourmaline.
aside. Potato, doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm gonna look Tamara or whatever straight in the eyes and whisper, "You do that again, and I will cut your fucking clit off, you fugly, pork-faced bitch."
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Okay, bye.
Wow.
Max is still making the sale. Like, he's good. He doesn't notice shit.
The cop is invested. He's like, oh, he like pulls out his gun. He's looking at it. He's like checking. He's like, what do you think about this?
Well, I think Greta, like, they've been making aluminum frames for years now, and it's not quite right.
Oh, what can you do? It's issued to us.
I mean, if it's issued to you, I mean, you could buy your own personal weapon. I could hook you up with a sailor.
I don't know,
I
man.
could go with a sailor tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what are you doing? You just heard her like, she's trying to start shit.
She threatened to cut your clit off
Wink, wink.
with heavy winks.
Heavy blinks, actually. I'm gonna wink with both eyes.
Correct.
That's clearly the cool way to do it.
It's not. It's not at all.
But you're drunk, so it's okay.
Right.
So is Becky in the process of trying to intimidate Tamara?
Oh, should I intimidate that bitch?
Is that what you're trying to do? Because then you need to roll for intimidation.
It could be a
Hold on,
regular
let's-
conversation.
Let's fucking
Oh,
roll for
shit.
this.
And then go ahead and Tamara roll for. I'm gonna say fortitude because that's wisdom. See if that shit doesn't roll off your shoulders.
Okay, bitch. I'm gonna give it to
You're
you.
gonna turn tomorrow straight.
Okay, 19 plus 3. 22.
Oh!
Yeah, I can't beat that.
Oh no. Becky
you.
seems to have some influence. I mean, she talks a lot of shit, but you've seen her do some crazy things.
Alright, well, Tamara's just gonna... when Becky threatens her, Tamara's just gonna look at her with a wide-eyed, nervous stare and just mutter, okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Tamara's not gonna respond to that.
Oh god. So the cop
Shit.
puts his gun away, and back inside, Dr. Annie Maddox and the cop seem to have stabilized Max Barnes just as the ambulance arrives. The EMTs storm in and they get Max up onto a gurney. He's not conscious, but he is breathing, and they manage to get him into the ambulance and they take him away.
And he sort of takes a deep breath, and then it seems to register in her head that she's on the ground. She gets this horrified look as she goes to stand up, and like her pant legs stay touched to the ground and stuck there until it like slowly pulls off, and she everyone, she's like, I need to go back to the hotel.
I offer to escort her back to the hotel because
I
I'll
have
go that way
extra
anyways.
pants if you need some.
Tamara is just prepared to go back to the hotel as well so she can change because she's got a drink thrown all over her.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Becky.
So,
I go up to Camden, and I'm just like, hey, dude, do you want another drink before we go back to that fucking shithole?
Fuck, I'm ready to stay here all fucking. This has been a fucking circus. I'm down.
It'd be a shame if we didn't have like 9 more drinks. Is that right?
9 more drinks. 9 times 10.
You're trying to get
So,
me.
literally drink until you die.
Yeah.
Alcohol poisoning.
That other bloke, yeah, he couldn't fucking handle his shit, could he?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to him. He, like, one max to another, like, he just fucking collapsed. So, bruh, I'll drink to that. Just cheers. I cheers, Captain.
So
There we go.
when Camden spiked Max Barnes' drink, did he use all those pills that he got from Annie's bag?
yeah, there were 3 pills. He used all of them.
Holy
Let's
shit.
drink
Maniac.
Annie.
Okay, so
He's in it now.
yep.
In her defense, she did also warn him earlier that you shouldn't take medication.
Yeah.
And then
No,
his brain
no.
went, oh yeah, all 3 in one drink, that's fine.
The warning was lost on Camden.
He was busy trying to get high.
It was like trying to talk to a dolphin.
So, as Max is sitting down with Camden, he's just like, "Hey, dude, Travis has known you for a long time now, and you guys have 3 best-selling albums on the Billboard top 20. What's the drummer like, dude? Is he cool? Is he all right? Because I haven't talked to him in like a fucking a year."
I don't even recognize we have a drummer. I wake up every morning trying to think about what kind of pussy I'm going to have for the day.
That's exactly what Travis said. You're fucking legend, man. I'm not
We
just gonna
have a
drink.
drummer. I know we have drums on our tracks, but I don't recognize we have a drummer.
You've got one guy, and his name is Mike Glitterous, and he is the shit.
Oh. No, I feel bad.
Hi, Mr. Powers. You wouldn't happen to have any pills, would you?
No. I convinced the bartender to fill my flask like on your bill like fucking 20 minutes ago. I've only got beer and liquor.
We're good.
All right. Well, if we follow those guys back, like the doctor's got hookups. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me, dog? You feel me? I feel me. I'm gonna feel me back my way to the hotel.
Okay.
Just pay my tab. I go back and just walk out blindly, drinking.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Like, we're together.
I dig it. We're going back. We're going back to the hotel at the same time.
So as you guys head back, by the time you head back, the sun is starting to slowly disappear behind the mountains. The sky turns a nice orange gold color, and it becomes a little bit colder. And there's no problems on your way back. And you head back to the hotel. Then everybody else is at the hotel or motel as well. Then everybody headed back first to your respective rooms.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I kind of just want to meet up with the group one more time and just be like, hey guys, shit got weird,
Yeah,
but
it kind of did.
let's be honest. We didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
We didn't kill anybody.
Well.
One guy started foaming out the
He
mouth.
almost
'cause
got caught.
He almost got because he almost got. It's all good.
He handled his drink.
Becky didn't even stab anybody, and that's a first for all my fucking nightmares.
I came close.
You did.
Real close.
You came close, but you almost stabbed Tamara, and I don't know if I care. Just don't stab any of us, because we like you, Becky. And Max,
I like you too.
Max just holds up a beer that he stole from the bar.
Wait, you stole it from the bar, or did Camden
absolutely.
pay for it?
Camden paid for the beer, but he didn't pay for the glass. I kept the glass.
You kept the glass?
Max is not
realize
the
you took
deal
it.
I'm gonna
He-
raise a
he-
can of beer to him too.
Oh my
Cheers.
god. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. What?
Look.
So, shit. I mean, well, what else you got to say, mate?
Not a whole hell of a lot else, Jackson. Not only did you did your parole officer proud. You didn't even get in trouble. You just got shot. You got shot and you didn't say anything to the cops.
You took it like a champ.
That's hardcore. I'd sell steel to you today.
What?
Sell him a steel ear.
Max is
Okay.
very drunk. Max is very, very drunk. He
Well,
doesn't know what to
you
do.
hold on to that steel from me. I'm probably gonna stick with the doctor and make sure my ear doesn't get infected. You know, the whole deal.
Oh.
You keep your ear from getting angry, and I'll make sure you get a knife that's better than the knife that I gave you 2 months ago.
Yeah, I would actually really appreciate that.
And
I
then
will
Max,
hold you to it. In
Yes.
fact, I go into my wallet and I give him a 20. Like, I'll buy some steel from you later. But not
That-
right now,
20.
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
that sounds like a sale to me. Is this my 20? And I just went back to my room.
Oh.
Wait, Max.
Yeah?
Hold up. Fuck, we just had lunch. So we all gonna get cleaned up and go out to dinner, out to the bar later, right?
I mean, it's only 5 o'clock. Yeah,
Everyone
I mean,
in, right?
I'm in. Let's do it.
I'll
This
probably
is just
eat later
fucking
tonight.
part one.
I like the cut of your jib. Do you have a sail? Because that's what a jib is. It's just a fucked up sail.
Anyways.
Yes, Max is completely shitty at this point. He's nonsensical.
So you guys wind down for the night. You complete your evening, whatever that was, whether you went back out or not. Hopefully not, because it sounds like Max is 3 sheets to the wind already.
I want to go
Starting
back
point.
out, but
That's a starting point for Max and Kate.
But that winds down your day. So you had your preliminary hearing. You met Dr. Annie Maddox. Jackson almost got killed in the streets. You had a bar fight. You almost killed a man by drugging him.
That's only day one.
Tomorrow we kidnap the judge.
No, don't give
Do
Becky
not
idea.
kidnap.
Becky
do not
almost
kidnap
started shit
Lindley.
tonight. But that concludes our session for today.
Ow.
Aww.
Yeah.
Love you, Tamara. No hard feelings. If you try it again, you will lose your nub.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Tamara does not have one.
Wait, what?
It's a ninny.
Wait. Just anatomy-wise, does Tamara have a nub?
I'm assuming
No.
a nub is a clitoris. I don't know. What is that?
Wait.
Wait.
A genetic,
Yes.
genetic
Yes.
human female.
Yes.
Tamara is a genetic human female. I did not understand that whatsoever.
That's what that was.
I honestly
So-
didn't either. I had to consider what was nubby
Oh,
on me, and I
God.
assumed it was a
I don't like
We
this
love
conversation.
nubs.
No, actually, her nub is like
That's
a
not the
third nipple.
point. That's not
Oh my
the
god, let's
point.
cut off her nipples. Every single one.
Oh god.
No female. Let's not go towards genital mutilation.
Please no.
Banned. I'm just gonna get banned, you guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Banned.
That's the law. What are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
start
against
screaming
the law?
on Mixer.
Oh,
Hmm.
Jen, thank you for the circus. This is amazing.
You guys are always such like a bottle of chaos. I didn't really have too much planned other than the preliminary hearing because I knew you guys would just take off and do something absolutely batshit crazy. And I was right. Like, you guys almost killed a guy. You went and, well, I orchestrated some brawls, but you guys really took over. And I'm surprised you guys were able to bring that down, especially Max. You were able to, like, get the guy to calm down. And then Camden poisoned him with some anxiety pills.
I was trying to make him party.
Honestly, kind of bummed I didn't tell anyone.
Party time.
honestly, Camden, like he set and stopped the motion that the cops would have come at us for. Like that was the most accidentally strategic move I've ever seen. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, and any like the amount of doctor's knowledge is uncanny.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Annie
and two,
saved a life tonight. Like, she
you
completely
stopped. Oh my god.
counteracted Camden's asshole move.
Well, not only
More
that,
importantly, with her pills.
Yeah, with her own pills. Oh my god.
I just want to apologize for the accent. Like, I can't do it, but like, that's
I
like
love
when I heard
it.
your accent, I was like, fuck. Like, we have one of the real ones now. Like,
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like the beauty and the destruct. It was.
I got my fucking ear shot. That's
You got-
awesome.
Got your ear shot. You didn't.
I know.
like-
Yeah, you
I'm
didn't
getting
even
more
do
scars
anything.
every
You were
day.
just walking and you got shot at. Like,
Yeah. I asked the guy for a smoke and he fucking just shot me.
Jackson is the most decorated character in this group. He's got his hands burned, his ear is like clipped off.
Yeah.
Not only did you not initiate aggression, somebody shot you for saying hello.
Hello, yeah.
Well, he
I asked for a
hated you
cigarette,
too.
he shot me.
'cause-
I tried to smack him with a gun to try and defuse the situation. I was like totally like the opposite of what I would do. I was totally ready to gun him down. But I was like,
Wow,
no.
yeah, I thought you would. I was like, here he goes. He's gonna shoot him, and this is gonna go in a totally different direction.
You should have. We would have helped you hide the body.
The gun in the garbage was the best. Like that was a top tier movie
Yeah.
scene moment where you could have gone nuts and got us all fucked over. It was beautiful.
But next campaign, I know where the gun is in case we need it.
No,
That
the
is
garbage
true.
has already taken it
I
out.
have a feeling
garbage
you
is gone.
guys are going to bury a body at some point. I think you are.
I don't want to bury a. But before
Becky's gonna
it's
eventually just kill Tamara. We're all gonna hide bury
No!
her body in like a construction site.
God.
So sorry.
Well, all right, Becky. One, you threatened to cut off somebody's genitalia. Two,
Okay, well, it was either.
Tamara's been either intimidated or, based on her character, aroused. Scary enough as it. So, who knows? That's a wild card to be sure.
Wait, so like, was she turned on by the genital mutilation, or like?
Oh, totally.
Oh,
Who knows?
No.
I would say no because most people would be like, no, don't cut off my junk.
I don't know. I feel like she's kind of like a servitile, like slave bitch. Like she's gonna, she wants it.
She doesn't know it yet, but like once she gets into it, she's in like,
She's gonna be like, cut it off.
yeah, let's do this.
Josh, before I talk for you, I have a theory. Is my
Go
theory?
on.
All right. So my theory is Tamara's internal dialogue is along the lines of I will not antagonize her, but if she comes at me, I'm gonna at. I'm a straight at her, bro.
I mean, you have
That's
to
pretty
remember, Tamara did the most damage the last campaign. Like, she was kicking some serious elf ass the entire time.
I was throwing them in
Ow.
the fireplace. I think
Yeah,
that
but it was between you and Tamara. Like, she was
second place there.
She was like kicking their ass, throwing it to you, and you were throwing it at the back.
Throwing those little fuckers in the fireplace. Yeah.
Now that
I
I
had like a
think
total
about it,
bloodlust going on.
maybe I
Tamara-
should apologize, like, because she did save me from like killer elves or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Between Tamara and Becky, they have literally been linchpins in all of us surviving. As well as Miller, while not here, he is here in spirit. You three have literally stopped us all from multiple times.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm just taking pain like a champion here. My hands have been cut, stabbed, my ear was like half missing.
Residential punching bag.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But you survived.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. I don't, sorry. There's no excuse for that.
This was supposed to be this subdued campaign where you guys kind of like bond with each other.
I feel like there was a bond between most of us that happened. Like, I don't want Jackson to get in trouble. Becky called the cops. Like, she didn't try to run.
Character
She didn't stab
development.
anyone.
Character development.
Honestly, I was thinking about going in there and like grabbing a bottle and like chucking it at someone, but changed my mind.
Oh. Annie saved a life, and continuously helped us think about being better people. Thank you.
Ew.
Tomorrow,
Or tried to get you to consider how germy and gross the world is. But yeah, let's go with better
Oh,
people.
Max has been
both.
affected. Yeah, sober Max is like, I don't want to touch anything. Drunk Max is insane.
Drunk Max is let's touch everything.
Drunk Max was ready to hug a stranger. Such a stranger scum. Like,
My favorite part is you rolling a 20 and convincing the cop to think about buying steel.
he got the wrong gun. Like,
Yeah, that was the best.
I genuinely, like, I knew M1911, or sorry, I knew an sorry, real Adrian is a smidge drunk, but an M9 Beretta has an aluminum frame by design, and it has been that way for a long time. An M1911 can be bought with a steel frame, and a steel frame holds up better than an aluminum frame based on my research. So, that logic being what it is, an M1911 is a superior gun with superior stopping power compared to an M9 Beretta, which is using a 9mm bullet, which is using an aluminum frame, which aluminum is not as good as steel in my heart and mind. So, not only was that real research, it was also like a genuine 20 that I did not expect to roll, and it made me really happy.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, real Max and real Adrian have some overlaps.
We stand.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like everybody has a little bit of overlap with their own characters. It's just inevitable. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm like a bloodthirsty murderer.
Yeah, but what about your character, Becky? I know
Both.
you're not a bloodthirsty murderer, problem.
I
don't at all.
know. I could have a backyard full of dead babies.
You said good, but you mean did.
Sorry.
She does.
What about communism?
No.
What?
Kill everything. Destroy the commies.
Fucking hell.
The Russians are our enemies.
Why are we whispering this?
Why
We
are
all
we-
know what it is.
How does
Y'all
it
are
come to
fucking
this,
idiots.
you guys? Why?
No.
We don't want the Russians to hear us.
We're whispering
I'm
on
gonna blame-
communism.
I'm gonna blame larceny
They're
92.
commies.
Alright. Get out
In
of
this
here.
campaign, we should burn down the motel.
Did you just say get out of here? I think that means it's time.
ASMR D&D. It's like, I need you to roll your d20 for strength, please.
I rolled a 1. It was a 1.
Really sensual.
Sorry, you failed. You
Natural
failed
20.
and you can
Did you ever roll a... I rolled a 2.
Really, oh my god. ASMR is like, it's so hot. Tamara is probably like flooding her basement right now.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell happened?
ASMR does nothing. Like, it does nothing for me, so it's a
You don't
solid
get the
zero.
tingles.
I don't get no tingles.
I like it.
Tomorrow's into ASMR.
Spider likes it.
I like ASMR. I think it's very soothing.
And then
It
Jackson
helps me
Pepper rolled a
concentrate
1.
sometimes when I'm...
As he was shot in the lungs and he started getting a sucking chest wound, he realized that he could die if he wasn't
You could die
getting
at a
medical
second.
support.
Please buy my book.
Buy Jen's book. It's on Amazon.
The campfire cult. The campfire cult.
It's called the Campfire Cult. It's really kind of weird.
Follow the adventures of Marcy
So,
and Josh and that other guy. Kevin.
follow everyone on Twitter. We're all pretty cool.
Follow us on Twitter.
This has been my favorite exchange between human beings in a long time. It's wonderful.
If you like cabins and killers, just go to ghostkind.com/cabins. You can learn more about cabins and killers. Or you can join
The
the Discord.
cabins.
Join the Discord server. It's pretty cool.
The Discord
Ghost.
for like exclusive content on like genital mutilation.
Whoa! I was
Disclaimer,
2
there's
seconds
no
away.
genital mutilation on the Discord.
Yeah.
2 seconds away from
Yeah.
a genuine pterodactyl screech at point blank range.
Anyways,
Nobody would like that.
In anyways, before we
Anyways.
get into some deep shit here.
Yeah, I regret rebooting my phone coming back in.
No. Please stay. Because we're back into normal conversation.
Yeah. So when can we expect the next campaign?
Usually a month later. Well, I want to say around either the 22nd or the 29th of March.
Next campaign, we burn this shit down.
No.
Jackson's like on a good streak finally.
Next week they visit
Jackson's trying to
the
clean his
coffee shop.
fucking shit up.
Next time you guys
Next-
are actually going to do real combat. Like, this was
Oh,
just
okay.
impromptu combat. And your trial stuff is probably not going to be for another 3 sessions. So don't worry about
Holy
that.
shit.
Next campaign, there's like a murderer on the loose, and they're like genital mutilators.
Well, they are
Jack the Ripper
now.
number 2.
So Becky is on the loose and she's cutting people junk.
Becky the Ripper.
Becky the Ripper is the name of my new band.
Max Barnes is in a coma.
Max Barnes is a poor fuck. Like he didn't know what he was getting into. It's his own fault.
And his mom
He did shoot my
died.
ear off.
Yeah, that's true.
He shot my ear.
He did.
knew he was
He
out
did-
for blood. But
He didn't shoot you in the
failed.
medulla oblongata or the frontal lobe. So
Hey, at least I
With
looked
a hand.
Or
Yeah.
the hand.
Or the
yeah.
hand, yeah.
Boxy got it. I'm
Yeah.
summoning real demons next time.
Jackson's like slowly over time just like lose all feeling in his hands.
Yeah.
Just permanent
Jackson's
nerve
gonna
damage.
like not have any of his legs, his arms. He's just gonna
Probably
slowly
gonna lose a couple fingers.
He's gonna slowly lose.
He's gonna be in a
everything.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Getting an eye patch soon.
He's just rolling up in a wheelchair. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Come here, you motherfucker.
Just for the record, I was not trying to kill that guy. I was trying to give him a good time.
No, I completely
I know.
get that.
Jerk
Like,
him off.
I know, but 3 antidepressants is enough to knock you out and to give you serotonin toxicity.
but
When,
like he's
when you were saying like he was foaming at the mouth, I was like sitting here like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I just do?
But not only did he survive, which means that he's on our side now. We don't want him
Yeah.
dead. He doesn't know he was drugged. And
Yeah.
even when he gets that information, obviously it was Annie's fault, so it's none of our problems.
Well,
Excuse you, I'm the
There
reason
we
you're
go.
alive.
Annie,
I'm just saying they're under your
Annie saved the
prescription.
guy.
Annie
Can't
still
be-
thinks they're in her bag.
Oh god, Annie does. She's gonna know. She's gonna know that it was Becky's fault because Becky had control of her bag.
They're going to be asking where he got the medication from because he wasn't prescribed.
So
The
No,
market.
I mean like he wasn't prescribed, but like that doesn't mean it came from us.
Correct.
Yeah,
He's a fucking witness.
But they're
He's not
going to be
even, like,
doing
part
their
of the,
research, and they're probably going to test the drink, at the bar.
well he horked it down pretty quick.
Yeah, but they can still swab the glass and be like, oh.
If the bartender wasn't on his shit and didn't clean it because he borrow shit.
He didn't care.
No, he didn't care at all.
He didn't see.
He didn't
He
care.
didn't know. He didn't care.
If
So
anything,
maybe
he
washed
gave
the
us
glass.
dirty glasses.
Maybe
He
he
gave us
washed.
dirty glasses.
There's a song about that. So yeah, he gave us dirty glasses.
That bar was so filthy it probably wasn't even drugged. It was just a drink.
There was probably
food.
already cocaine at the bottom of the glass.
Annie would happy to testify to the state of the bar. Like,
Yeah, she has
There
to
we
be the
go.
expert
Oh,
witness for
that's
the
gonna
state
be
of the bar.
We're like, hey, and we're gonna need you to say that everything was drugged already.
She'll like Annie might just believe it. Like not only Annie or Murgle, your human name Murgle. Not only did your character believe it, it was so convincing that your character was so into keeping people healthy that there's no convincing her that necessarily that it was her drugs until like a 2-week like drug test happened.
yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
She won't even realize, like, she'll realize that her drugs are gone, but she won't realize that that was her drugs that caused the problem.
Right?
Yes.
Don't worry, once she realizes the drugs are gone, I'm gonna work out how she's gonna handle that.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
everybody.
hopefully by the next campaign we'll all be here to regain this beautiful tale. We can keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Hunter and Olive will come back and they're just like, what the fuck did you guys do? Miller's gonna be like, I've been drinking the whole time. Why did you guys leave? Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Demons. Demons is correct.
It's just demons.
Well, we're gonna tell all that we replaced her with a competent doctor.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Throwing
Wow.
salt where salt is thrown.
Well, she's the one who got knocked out by her own supply.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Tried to stab a stuffed toy with ketamine.
Also true. Unfortunately true.
oh
Poor
no.
Olive.
Okay. Well, I'm setting you all
I love
free.
you, Olive.
It
Oh,
was
you are?
a
Nice.
good time. Thank you so much, Murgle, for playing with us. Hopefully, you can continue playing with us.
Please.
Definitely.
Yes, because you
So,
were a valuable asset. Clearly, with these
Murgle,
people.
I have a
Stop.
I have a personal question for you, Murgle, because I am the one who transcribes these campaigns. But is your character also Australian?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to include the accent.
No, I imagine
I look
her
forward to this
as,
transcript.
as literally like the girls at school, because we don't really have cheerleaders here. If they are cheerleaders, they don't go through the schools; they're separate. I imagine her as that sporty little blonde girl that would be part of everything at school and everything at uni. So I imagine her full accent, full everything.
Aw. Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for having me, everyone.
Yes, thank you for
And
joining
for-
us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Murgle.
Making me feel welcome, even though you semi-robbed me.
That's how we do it. Oh,
Yes,
And I
we
look
weren't,
forward
we
to
weren't
playing
giving you
with
any
you next
special
time.
treatment.
yes, absolutely. Yeah. You have a good night, Murgle.
Bye.
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 Have a good afternoon.
Imagine if she
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the first
Definitely.
campaign bathroom.
Oh god. The bathroom in the first campaign was disgusting.
Oh my god. No, that one was awful.
We need to bring it back to that somehow. Bring
I'm
back the bathroom.
sure
On March, we should
will.
like go back.
we should return to, what was it?
1 year
Camp
anniversary.
or two? Return to camp.
Oh my
or two.
god, yes.
Return to the summer camp.
Where it all began.
We're maxing on new.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, that's a dangerous
That's an evil
chuckle.
laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
All right. Well, thank you all for playing. This was always so much fun trying to improvise and weird you guys out. And you always keep it entertaining. Thank you so much. So, enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, I will.
I'm going to after party because Miller's there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go to
love
after
you.
party. And if you
Yes.
guys want to, you guys in chat want to join us, just go to discord.ghostkind.com. We're going to after party.
Woo!
Woo!